Hey, Megan. Megan. I remembered. I remembered. Megan, what's up? I'm going to need visually at least, I don't know, 12 E's in there. What's up, Keisha? Welcome, welcome. Oh, might help if I unmuted the mic. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another reaction stream. It is Thursday for me currently, as I am streaming this live on Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, don't forget to follow the channel. We are dangerously close to 100 follows. I don't know what that counter in the corner over, where is it? Here is going to do, but it'll be interesting, maybe, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I have no idea how that's going to go. But yeah, we are very close. If you're watching this later on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Working our way towards 20,000 subscriptions, which is awesome. Appreciate it. 12 minutes into Friday. Well, TGIF. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. We are very close to the weekend. I am looking forward to it. I actually have a birthday weekend this weekend. Yes, it is my birthday. Going to celebrate this weekend. Should be fun. Should be interesting. Don't know what to expect, honestly. It's going to be a bit of a surprise, but hey, you know, surprises are fun. Surprises can be interesting. It can also be terrifying, but looking forward to it for sure. It is a bit of a hot one out there. It is so hot. If you're going by, you know, Fahrenheit, it's triple digits. I think in Celsius, it would be 30. It's in the 30s. I don't know exactly what 100 degrees Celsius is, but it's probably 34, somewhere around there. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. It's awesome you're here. I appreciate that as well. Yeah, should be fun. Work has been really busy. Thankfully, I'm somewhat on time today. You're watching this in, you know, replay on YouTube. You're just like, okay. But if you're watching live, you probably appreciate it. And so you're welcome. Got some great videos today. We have 5 videos to go through. We got, I don't even know how to pronounce this first one. It looks like Gasmamman. Gasmamman. Probably like, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Okay, so I'm just gonna butcher it, unless I get like a phonetic spelling of it, maybe. But I have no idea. So we're gonna find out what that is about. We're gonna go to One Piece next, and then a show. I think a show, maybe a movie called The Sign, which should be interesting. And then we go to a interview with the vampire video. It's been a while. People seem to love that. It's honestly all the edits I've seen of it have been amazing. So looking forward to that. And we end it with about a 30-minute ZeeNuNew video. So awesome. I think it's Cutie Pie related. I don't even think I've looked at the title very long. We're just gonna hop into it. But we need to get you a mini Swedish class. Indeed. Gasmamman. Okay. All right. I got that. I can figure that out. It just means the mother goose. Oh, the mother goose. Been learning Swedish on Duolingo. That's awesome. That's really fun. BTS Cutie Pie. Nice. And whenever I say BTS, I just automatically think of the group now. It's like I can't even use the shorthand for behind the scenes. But we got some amazing videos. I hope you enjoy it. As always, we're going to put the timestamps down below in the YouTube description. If you want to hop around, you can. Certainly, I know this was quite a change from the one-off videos that I was doing with very specific titles and specific contents. But honestly, this is just so much faster to get it up and get it done. You know, just do it all together. one go, and there's no editing involved. All the editing I do is live, so if it looks a little janky, probably because I'm doing it live. I try my best, though. It's gotten better. It's gotten a little better. Granted, I did go back to like step 1 when I'm now like live capturing from YouTube because of YouTube Premium. Shout out Rocco Kitty, generous enough to gift the channel YouTube Premium. Yeah, so it's a little janky again, but I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. But if you would like to request a video and add it to the live stream and kind of control the content of the channel and the flow and everything, you can do so. Head on over to toddreacts.com, join the season or series tiers. Those are the requesting tiers. And if you would like, while you're there, go ahead and check out the summer collection of merch. It's available right now for a limited time. Obviously, when fall and winter come around, we switch to a little bit warmer clothing. Just makes sense, right? Just makes sense. I'm currently wearing the lightweight tee, which is very lightweight. I've enjoyed it tremendously. This is the updated version of it. I'm wearing the old version of it, the sample, if you will, the original sample. I think this was the first ever sample I ever got, honestly. And I didn't particularly like this design, so I changed it for the store. So go ahead and check that out. We got crop tees and all that good stuff, thin shirts, thin clothing for the summertime because it is hot. It is so hot outside. Oh my gosh. It's like you can almost feel yourself getting a tan in real time. The polo shirt's excellent. You see me wearing that usually on Monday streams. Tank tops, obviously, athletic shorts, crop tees, all the good stuff. Accessories as well. This is the insulated tumbler in mint green. I don't know. I really like the green. So I got the green. We got an updated tote bag as well. Mouse pad is new because I realized some people don't have a huge desk to put a desk mat on. So, hey, take it anywhere. It's a mouse pad. This throw blanket, by the way, side note, super soft. Super soft. It's not super thick, so you can actually use it in the summertime if you've got air conditioning or something like that, and you get a little cold, or maybe in the office it gets a little cold because I don't know who's paying these electric bills at these offices, but clearly it's coming out of our paycheck. It's so cold in those offices. The water bottle I take to work every day, and it kind of hydrates me, and I enjoy it a lot. Got that straw down the middle, which is awesome. You don't have to like tilt it back or anything. And it is spill proof. The little nozzle there tilts up and clinches off the straw. Super cool. So go ahead and check those out. And if you're just watching on Twitch and you have no idea that this is even a YouTube thing, go ahead and head on over to YouTube, search Todd Reacts, and you should be able to find it. Links are available everywhere on the website, under videos, etc. Go ahead and subscribe. Now, I did pull new numbers for July. Check this out. 88% of the watch time in July was done by non-subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe today. I am going to put in a plea. It is free. It is easy to sign up for a YouTube account. You do not have to use the Gmail account that comes with it. Comes with a Gmail account, obviously. You don't have to use it. I literally don't use mine at all, other than to log into YouTube. Free and easy, simple, super quick, and yeah. That way you can subscribe to all the creators you enjoy, not just myself, and you can stay up to date. You don't miss any videos. You don't have to rely on the algorithm. Obviously, the algorithm can be very cool. That's probably how you found me. But it also, if you find somebody you enjoy, the algorithm can also kind of hide them, unfortunately. That happened to me a couple of times with a couple channels that I was watching, and I decided to sign up, and I've never missed a video since. So go ahead and sign up today. We could get that 88% to 0%. That would be amazing. That would probably get us closer to the 20,000 goal for sure of subs. So go ahead and sign up today, subscribe to your other creators as well that you enjoy. just a nice thing to do. It's totally free. It's a free way to support. It doesn't mean anything monetarily, per se. You don't get paid per subscriber. It's just a nice feeling to see the number go up. I appreciate it, Megan. I appreciate it. So subscribe today. That is my plea. 88%. Good Lord. Good Lord. All right. Go ahead and wipe that off. And if you're into gaming content at all, go ahead and join and subscribe to the Todd Reacts Plays channel on YouTube. If you're a big fan of YouTube and you like using it, you could go there. If you're a fan of Twitch and you enjoy watching it on Twitch, you can just watch the gaming streams on Twitch. I have taken kind of a hiatus from it, but I will be back. I will be back. So go ahead and subscribe today so you know when I'm back. And last but not least, certainly not least. Oh, you know what? It updated as the stream was starting. I'm like, oh no. Here we go. Go ahead and join the Discord that recently updated. Today, it is free. It is awesome. I think I didn't look at the numbers. I don't know exactly how many members we have. I think it was, I don't know, somewhere around 119 or so. 118. There we go. 118 members, which is awesome. That is such a strong community. Lots of great discussions. Very fun. Very nice people in there. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You don't have to give your identity away if you don't want to do that. Obviously, I would advise not doing that on the internet. So yeah, you could just be a totally anonymous account. We're not going to pry, etc. And join the discussion. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool people in there willing to talk over shows. Or right now, the Olympics is going on in Paris, and we got a very active Olympics channel down here. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of random stuff. We post about our hobbies. Happy and Wholesome is a channel, which is where you post like feel-good events or stories. Food that you consume, or maybe you made and you're proud of and you want to share, and share the recipe and all that good stuff. Or maybe don't share the recipe, you know. What's the recipe? It's secret. And just keep that to yourself. That's totally fine. Pet pictures, all that good stuff. We have some new channels here. Disney Descendants is one. LGBT dating shows is another. And of course, ZeeNuNew is just popping off. If you're a fan of ZeeNuNew, you're a stan, you're in love with them, whatever, go ahead and join that channel. I promise you, you will have a lot of fun. That is a promise. Obviously, I update the Discord. That's basically the main way to reach out to me. And for me to reach out to you about streams, whether it's delayed or canceled or whatever, updates on the YouTube upload, etc. Go ahead and join the Discord today. Did you see that? Yes, I do have ZeeNuNew muted, as you can see there. But that's just because I woke up once and I had like, I don't know how many notifications I had. It was wild. It was probably like 35 notifications. And of course I have my sound on my phone. So it was just like ding, 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 ding. I was like, all right, I gotta mute it. But I do hop in from time to time and kind of check in and see what's going on, see if there's anything interesting going on. But welcome everybody. Let's go ahead and jump into the first video of the day, which is it Gasmamman? Gasmamman. Gasmamman. I think I nailed it. Maybe. We went a little feral that weekend. Yeah. I think it was when they were on vacation. Or on holiday, as they say. Gasmamman? Americans pronounce their R's. That is true. You have to like phonetically do it for different accents and whatnot. But I think we figured it out. let's go ahead and jump in. Let me make sure this is good to go. I think it is. Yeah. All right, let's go. It would help if I hit play. There we go.
It's been a year, 2 weeks, 1 day. I knew the minute that I saw your face that only thing that never changed was you. Your perfume's intoxicating. You still smile when you say my name, and I love the way that you dance across the room. And it comes rushing back as the moment passed. Make me wanna grab your hand and pull you back. Tell me, have I lost my mind again?
I did notice that. I did notice that. I'm like, that's definitely Wilhelm. His name is Linus.
6 seconds now, I want you. About to risk it all, baby, if you want to. See that look in your eyes, and I guess you do. And it comes rushing back as the moment passed. Make me wanna grab your hand and pull you back. Tell me, have I lost my mind again? I get the feeling you might feel the same. Tell me you can feel that love again. And even though we're in this crowded room, I'm feeling like there's no one else but you. Tell me you can feel that love again. If I make a move, are you down with that? Going for a kiss, would you kiss me back?
He's a crime family.
Feel that love again.
I mean, I would hope getting a gun pulled on you like that. I would seriously hope. There's a soccer coach holding them. Oh my gosh, really? Grew up on this show. Was this before Young Royals or after? Oh. Trigger discipline, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your finger off the trigger. Before and after a little bit, I think. Oh, okay. Oh, really? I didn't get a good look at him, obviously, but that's awesome. Wow. That was good. That was interesting. Little different speed, a little different pace. Wow. Obviously the title's a little hard for me to pronounce, but that seems really interesting. I like the fact that, I don't know, it's showing his acting chops to be able to go from Young Royal, which is very, I don't know, more emotionally draining because you're like fighting for your identity and whatnot. And this was much more like action, trying to figure out, I don't know exactly the plot right now, but it seemed like he was just trying to find his way to like live a normal life, but also not die. It's really good. Seasons 1 through 4 was amazing. 5 and 6 went crazy, but I still loved it. You know what? I'm totally okay with the later seasons kind of getting a little crazy because it just kind of makes sense. Obviously, the show creators kind of bounce at that point. They're working on other projects. Maybe some of the showrunners leave or writers leave. They bring in new people. It can, what's that phrase? Jump the shark a little bit. That's such an old phrase. It can jump the shark a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Jump the shark. All right, let's pull up some information so I have something to go on here. I am a little lost, but soon to be found. Sonia lives a carefree life with her family near Stockholm and works as an accountant in the family business at the marina. One day, Sonia is drawn into the criminal underworld to save her family. All right, so it's clear that she is the main focus here. Interesting. Drawn into the criminal underground to save her. Interesting. Jump the shark from Happy Days time. Indeed, Rocco Kitty. Indeed. Yeah, I remember that episode. I used to watch Happy Days reruns when I was a kid. It was just good, wholesome entertainment. Yeah, and the man that plays her husband is the man who played Wilhelm's dad on you. Wow. What's with the crossover? It's like they're just like, all right, this worked, so let's just bring all these people over here. That's unbelievable. Swedish drama series that started airing on Seymour Series in 2015. Also an American version of the series from 2013 called Red Widow. Really? I'm assuming it was nowhere near as good. I just kind of assume if there's an American version of something, it's probably not as good. The only time I would ever say that didn't apply was probably The Office. The American Office was pretty great. I don't remember hearing about that. ABC picked up Red Widow at a series in 2012. Aired on canceled after one season. That sounds about right. All right, who's in this? Okay. I've seen him before. Dude's got a crazy tongue. What a picture to have on your Wikipedia, huh? What a picture to have on your wiki. Never knew there was an American version of this show. Well, you know what? That checks out because it got canceled real quick. Series stars Marta, housewife from Northern California, whose husband, a marijuana smuggler, was killed. She has to continue his work to protect her family. That definitely has a little American twist to it. Let's go back to here. The story focuses on Sonia, who lives in a carefree life with her family near Stockholm and works as an accountant. Obviously, I already read that. Released on a movie channel. Obviously, Edvin was Linus. All right, this is kind of an interesting Tumblr response from a viewer. Basically the same as the Swedish one. For me, it was an amazing viewing experience. Let me read the question. What did you think of Edvin's part in it? Would you recommend watching as a young Royals fan? Season 1 was a bit confusing, maybe because it was the beginning, but sooner it got more and more exciting. Season 3 through 6 was the most fun, in my opinion. Edvin's character was very important. He was the youngest son of the main lead, so he's always everywhere, but apart from that, let's just say his first main scene held so much impact. I won't spoil. There's a lot of trauma, and he's also the key point in the ending. Young Royals is already too angsty. If you're up for more angst, then you may be able to handle this, but this is a family crime drama, thriller, and a little brutal because it's not as subtle as Asian dramas kind of series. You'd witness a lot of murder, and Linus, too, will experience a lot of things around that. You can handle the elements, and you should be fine. I honestly enjoyed this kind of genre. Well, yeah, it's different. It's obviously different. He held a gun on a... It's Linus? Oh, my gosh. Oh. You know, I saw Linus, and I thought of Linus Tech Tips. I just automatically went there. excuse me, Linus. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It's quite a departure from a schoolboy drama when you're dealing with guns, probably drugs in some aspect. I'm not exactly sure as to what crimes they're committing as a family. I know in The Sopranos it was very much like, I don't know, murder, that kind of stuff. Money laundering, drugs. Okay, well, that checks out. Yeah, so obviously it's a little bit more mature of a show. It's a lot of drugs. He becomes a really good dealer for his soccer coach at 14. Oh my gosh. Well, that sounds interesting, honestly. Um, yeah, very different. But also, actually, I'm trying to think. It would almost be kind of similar to Young Royals in the fact that you're dealing with trauma. Maybe, obviously, a different kind of trauma, probably. But, recording of the good times with Simon, that's trauma. Dealing with your family, his mother specifically, that's a form of trauma. Trying to figure out how to balance love life and public life and all that stuff. It's probably a similar vein of acting. Obviously, you get a little bit more thriller, a little bit more action, a little bit more, I'm assuming, high impact, high energy, as opposed to Young Royals, which is very kind of subdued, very relationship based drama. This can be more situational. Like the cops are coming and you got to get out of there or something, or a rival gang or something flashes a gun on you, something like that. So it's probably a little bit different, but that's interesting that they brought so much of the cast over to this. Like, why? Was it the same showrunner? Was it the same company? Like, why did they bring so many Young Royals folks over to this? Or is that just how they do things over there? I'm not exactly sure. But if you're a fan of Young Royals, it just seems kind of interesting. It's a different topic of a show, obviously, but you're dealing with a lot of the same people. 5 and 6 is so crazy. Epilogue is wild. Just think smaller pool of actors in Sweden. Oh, yeah. That's true. That's true. That's a good point. You know what? They probably saw a bit of Young Royals. This came first before Young Royals. Okay, so Young Royals, maybe. I don't know if this is true. I'm just totally speculating. But maybe somebody working on that saw this and was like really impressed or really into it for some reason. And was just like, hey, I like these people. I like how they kind of get along. Maybe if I bring them over here. It just kind of seems interesting. I would think there would be more actors at that age, or, certainly there's more actors than just them. But yes, it is obviously a very much smaller pool of actors to choose from. But that's kind of interesting that there just happens to be that much crossover. Who knows? Maybe the people that did Young Royals are really big, good friends with the people that did this. Potentially. And they kind of talked about it. Who knows? But yeah, that's interesting. A little more brutal. Well, yeah. When you're doing a crime drama, it's kind of hard to not be a little brutal. Not as subtle as Asian dramas. Yeah, I would say the West is a little bit more, I don't know, willing to go there. Like, I've seen some horrifically brutal, certainly action movies, shows, stuff like that. Obviously, what comes to mind is like Spartacus, 300. Our horror films are pretty bad. Not bad as in bad. I'm talking about bad as in brutal. I do enjoy a horror film from time to time. Not very often, but sprinkled in. I guess it's less implied. It's more shown. Like, actually, what I just watched was the Patriot for 4th of July, and I hadn't seen that movie in a while. And the scene that really catches me off guard is, for most of the movie, all the way up to it, it's just kind of, standard musket fire, and you see people like, just get got. And then all of a sudden, you just see this one scene where you're like, the camera is here, and then all of a sudden, you just see this cannonball just come closer and faster, and it switches at the last second. You see it like take somebody's head off. You're just like, whoa, what was that? Like, the entire movie up until that point was not brutal. It was just kind of standard movie, and then you just see somebody's head get ripped off, and you're just like, what the heck? If people are under the same representation agent-wise, you might be put forward for... Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a really good point, actually. Maybe they're all on the same agents. Maybe. Kind of an interesting idea. That actually makes the most sense. I'm not kidding. That makes the most sense. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. I don't even know how to relate. Like, what would I rather see? If I was given 3 episodes, would I rather see Young Royals or Gasmamman? 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 I think for 3 episodes, I'd probably rather see... gosh. I do like action, but I also have seen a lot of Young Royals, and it just seems very fascinating, the whole concept of it, dealing with that situation and coming to terms with it and the fallout. I think I'd rather watch Young Royals, but this seems pretty good. This seems really good. Like, this seems like something I would watch for sure. I've seen shows kind of similar. Obviously not family crime drama, but Weeds comes to mind. Sopranos, obviously, comes to mind. Gosh, is there any other like family crime dramas that I can think of? Yeah, it seems like a very interesting show. Something that, frankly, oh gosh, I wish. Okay, here's what I wish. I wish over here in the US, we didn't just take a concept of a show and then just completely recast, rewrite, all that stuff. I wish we just aired the original with subtitles. Because that way you're not taking a risk of the show being bad, or the writing taking a hit, or the actor's not as good, or the show concept, the chemistry is not as good. Like, there's a lot of ways for it to go bad if you adapt it into a different audience. They should just show it with subtitles. I don't know. I don't understand it. Maybe people don't like to watch subtitles and they'd rather have it just be in English. But yeah, I've never quite understood that. Why not just show it in its original glory? Not sure, but I have subtitles on regardless. Yes, that's true. That's true. A lot of people do. So why not just show the original show in whatever market it wants to be in? I've always said that I feel like it's an insult to the original actors to be all, oh, you did it. If you did it so well, we'll make it better because America. Yeah, that is so ridiculous, honestly. Like, what immediately jumps to my mind, because I love the show, is Skins UK. I watched that show all seasons, or series, as you say. I think I watched it all the way through 3 times. Like, I love that show. I think it's fantastic. The writing, the acting, it's probably the most realistic representation of being a young adult that I've ever seen. Obviously to the extreme, you know, but it's fairly relatable and very funny. But a lot of situations you're just like, oh, you know, you think back and you have like memories, or maybe maybe you knew somebody that was like a character on Skins, and then they made a US version and they aired it on MTV, which you could not swear, you could not show like a lot of drug use, definitely couldn't show a lot of what's a good way to say this on YouTube? A lot of adult situations, I guess we'll say that. So that literally just neutered the entire show. Skins US was awful. I gave it a shot because I'm like, oh, I love the show. I'll just see what the American version is like. And it was awful. It definitely did not last as long as the UK version. Skins was fun. The remake was a joke. It was a joke. Once they put these shows on a paid channel, that's what you get. Indeed. Indeed, we have a lot of rules and regulations over here in the US with what can be on broadcast television. Like swearing is still like super strict. It's gotten a little bit more lenient over the years, but it's still strict. Certainly drug use, any sort of adult fun, if you will. But yeah, unless it's on HBO. If it was on HBO, it probably would have been good. Probably, you know what? When Euphoria came out, I'm like, this is what Skins US should have been, basically. But it wasn't. It was awful. I guess if you didn't watch Skins UK, maybe you enjoyed it, but it was such a neutered version. In the UK, it's after Watershed. It's okay for swearing and nudity after 9 p.m. See, that makes sense. Kids should be asleep, all that good stuff. But yeah, it was very neutered. All right, coming up next is One Piece, Aftermath of Ace's Death. And it is a music video, I believe. Let's go ahead and pull that up. There we go. Oh, there's subtitles. Let's readjust this. There's subtitles. Hold on. I don't want to cut those off. All right. Should be good there. Oh my gosh. I think I need to see a video of voice actors doing anime, because it just seems unhinged. Like really unhinged. Just have somebody. I'm sure it's wild.
利も敗北も知り逃げ回って涙を流して男は一人前になる。泣いたっていいんだ。
Indeed.
乗り越えろ。
俺たちは絶対に悔いのないように生きるんだ。いつか必ず海へ出て思いのままに生きよう。誰よりも自由に。
心残りは一つある。お前の夢の果てを見られねえことだ。だけどお前なら必ずやれる。俺の弟だ。
Wow, this is really sad. Really sad. Got very emotional.
失ったものばかり数えるの。ないものはない。お前にまだ残っておるものは何じゃ。
All right, so apparently I was saying Luffy in the previous video, and I was corrected to say Luffy. Luffy. Just wanted to make that point.
頼もしい仲間たちがいた。
I was definitely pronouncing it wrong.
何があっても大丈夫さ。
Good grief. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was sad. Very emotional, high emotion. Clearly the brother of Luffy. Wow. You know what really kind of hit was that moment of them as young kids having that discussion, looking out at the water, thinking, dreaming about being free, basically. Out on the water, international law, not having to account for anything or answer to anyone. That was a beautiful, beautiful moment. I kind of have those times every now and then. I don't think I ever had a lot of those discussions, but I do remember one time, it was not a lot of years ago. It was probably, I don't know, a decade ago or something, which I guess in relation is kind of a long time. But I remember having a conversation with, actually, I remember two of them now. Boy, it just keeps adding up. But I was remembering this one. I was unemployed. My brother was unemployed. We were just kind of hanging out. And we were just talking about life, where we want to be from, 10 years from now and all that stuff. It was a very bird's eye view look of life and where we currently were and all that stuff. And it was very impactful, very impactful. It's one of those I kind of look back on fondly. Obviously, we're both now employed. But yeah, it was one of those moments where we were just kind of hanging out, having a few cocktails, if you will. Basically, we were drinking very cheap bourbon, just straight up. But maybe that kind of fueled it a little bit. But it was a very interesting conversation. You know, lots of downtroddenness to it, lots of, introspection and thinking about, what went wrong, what could go right. Very highbrow conversation for the current state. When you're drinking copious amounts of bourbon, not a great state of events, but I don't know, it brought out a good discussion. So I kind of look back on that fondly. But that's kind of what I remembered, that's what kind of came to mind when I was thinking about, that scene of Luffy and Ace together as kids, thinking about the future and freedom and, someday we're going to make it. Someday we're going to get out there. We're going to be free. Someday we're going to, explore, do something. Very reminiscent of that conversation I was having with my brother. But so as soon as I saw that, I just kind of went back into that place. Which is good. That's good writing. That's good storyline right there. It makes you think about, your life and things that have happened to you, things that, have occurred in your life that you can relate to. If a story is relatable in any way, it makes it instantly impactful. It can be not even remotely the same, context. It can be very different. But as long as it relates to something in your life, boy, you can get attached to it real quick. But yeah, that was really lovely. It was highly emotional. Highly emotional. Let's go ahead and look up a little bit more information on Ace. Nicknamed Fire Fist, hence the fire on the fist there. That's the anime version. Here's the manga. Cool cat. Got the hat. He's got the no shirt look. He's got the tats. He's got the... Are those pants rolled up or shorts? Kind of looks like pants rolled up. Biological son of the late Pirate King, and as well as sworn older brother of Luffy. Ace was first adopted by Monkey D. Garp and has been requested by Roger before his execution. Ace was captain of the Spade Pirates before being recruited into the Whitebeard Pirates and becoming its 2nd Division commander. Very much the cool older brother look. Indeed, yes, I would definitely say so. And looked to be quite a few years older. Luffy looked pretty young next to him there. After Blackbeard, a member of his division, committed the unforgivable crime of murdering a crewmate and fleeing, Ace went on a quest to hunt him down. When Ace finally found Blackbeard, though, a heated duel resulted in Ace's defeat, allowing Blackbeard to turn him into the world government. Worried about his lineage and wanting to make an example, the Marines sentenced Ace to death. Wow. Ace was freed. Okay, never mind. But before he could escape Mainford, he sacrificed his life to protect Luffy from the Admiral, dying peacefully in his brother's arms, with his last words being, "Thank you for loving me." Oh God. Oh God. Boy, that went super emotional. Wow. That's lovely. That's lovely to think about. Wow. Sacrificed him for his brother. It's not surprising people enjoy Ace. You know, having an older brother or older sister or whatever, older sibling is nice. I have a couple. I have 2 older brothers. If you don't have an older sibling, how would I describe it to somebody who doesn't have an older? I would say it's very much like a parent that is more a peer. You know, they do look after you if they're a good older sibling. if they're not a good older sibling, they don't look after you. If they're a good older sibling, they look after you. They kind of, I don't know, teach you the right things to do, maybe some mistakes that they made you can avoid. Yeah, it's just someone, it's like an instant someone you look at as a way to live your life in a weird way. More so than your parents, honestly, just because they're so much closer in age that they just went through what you were going through usually. Obviously, if they're so much older than you that there's like no relatability there, that's a different story. Or if they're not a very good older sibling, then it is what it is. But if they are a good older sibling, they typically look after you and whatnot. 2 older brothers, and when I started dating, they loved to embarrass the heck out of me when my date came to pick me up. Well, that just sounds like good older brother fun right there. Oh gosh, yeah. Lot of teasing for sure. Older brothers especially. With us, it was usually a lot of wrestling. Never any like, we did have fights, but it was never like fists fights. It was always like wrestling, throwing somebody, that kind of thing. It was never serious. Like never came to like punching somebody in the face or something. That's a whole different level. Like that is usually reserved for, proper fights. But very much a lot of wrestling. Some slaps to the back of the head, all that good stuff. I'm the older sibling, but it's only 15 months. Embarrassing the little bro is always fun, though. Yeah, it's kind of like a rite of passage, If you're the older sibling, you get to embarrass the younger ones. 15 months, yeah, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. My 2 girls were best of friends and worst of enemies. That is true. That is definitely true. I mean, a sibling in and of itself is literally a built-in friend. Hopefully, if all goes well. But also could be a terrible enemy to have because number one, you live with them. They know where you sleep, all that good stuff. So yeah, that can backfire quite a lot. But typically, if it's a good situation, it's just like an instant friend, and you would hope that your older sibling would look after you, kind of guide you. If somebody picked on you in school, they would pick on them, kind of thing. I can make fun of my siblings because they're mine, but no one else can. Indeed, Slayer Kitty, indeed. That is a good point. Thanks for the follow. What's up, Kay?
Just do it.
What's up? Welcome. We are getting so close to 100, it's crazy. I don't know what's going to happen. Is there going to be a fireworks show? I have no idea. Watch, it just changes over, nothing happens. Ace's death ultimately proved to be the catalyst leading to Luffy training for 2 years to become strong enough to protect his friends, paving the way for the second half of the series. His reincarnated devil fruit would eventually be consumed by his sworn brother, Sabo, ensuring that his will would live on. Oh, that's cool. That led to Luffy training and being strong enough. That's awesome. That is so cool. You recommend watch Monster episode? I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat can help with that, or certainly in the YouTube comments would for sure help with that. Abilities and powers. It's always interesting. Aside from the powers granted by the devil fruit he consumed, Ace possessed immense physical strength and endurance, which he attained from the extremely rigorous training in the harsh environment of Mount Kalubo that consisted of him hunting and fighting wild beasts since childhood and traveling in precarious, trap-filled locations. Extraordinary fighting skills. Early in his childhood, he was able to beat some local thugs who spoke ill of his father. Half to death. Quote, half to death. My brother is a pro sports player, staying intentionally vague. threatening to edit his Wikipedia page with embarrassing facts is that is amazing. That is amazing. That would be tempting for sure. That would absolutely be tempting. That's cool though. That is very neat. Ace demonstrated his strength during his battle with Blackbeard. He was able to take Blackbeard's punches, which were so powerful that the first made Ace cough up blood, and the second nearly broke his neck. Ooh. Dang. Oh. Utilizing the power of Mara. Obviously flames. Ace primarily used his flames for a wide variety of offenses. He could shoot fire bullets and spears, release powerful fire cannons, unleash massive waves of fire, and create fireballs. Both a single large one for large-scale destruction and multiple small ones that could explode. That is amazing. The signature attack was transforming his fists into fire and sending it forward as it greatly increased the size, earning him the name Fire Fist Ace. Those are legit. That would be so fun. It's like Mario when he eats the flame flower. He starts throwing fireballs. It's like the most fun thing to do is Mario. Oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. Why is Ace such a popular One Piece character? And this was written by a bot. This was written by a bot. What a world we live in. Several reasons. Frankly, he has a compelling backstory and family lineage. Ace is the son of the legendary Pirate King and his mother. His connection to the Pirate King gives Ace an air of mystery and intrigue. Additionally, Ace carries the D initial in his name, hinting at a deeper importance and potential within the One Piece world. Secondly, Ace exhibits a strong sense of justice and loyalty, determined to protect those he cares about, especially his younger brother. Ace's willingness to sacrifice himself to save Luffy during the Mainford War arc is a pivotal and emotional moment that resonates with fans. I mean, that scene was probably amazing. Truly amazing. We saw a little bit of it in that video, the ending bit, but yeah, that is just incredible. Thirdly, Ace's Devil Fruit ability, the Mara no Mi, which gives him the power to control fire. That is so fun. I'm not a pyromaniac, but fire is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. His mastery of this powerful ability combined with his skilled fighting style makes him a formidable and captivating character in battle. Finally, Ace's laid-back and easygoing personality, as well as his close bond with Luffy, endear him to the audience. Charm and likability contribute to popularity among One Piece fans. Yeah, that, well, I think it's the fact, older brother, looked after him, strong connection, literally sacrificed his own life for him. How could you not like that character? I mean, even if the character was a jerk, that one moment would be enough to kind of sway people's opinion. That is a lovely story arc. May I ask why so many love Ace so much? I'm being serious, no bait. I like his character, but his death meant only medium to me. Really? Not only do we not get enough of him before he dies, but all his important backstory was shown after his death, which was a weird decision. You know what? That's kind of a slow burn. I kind of like the idea of releasing more and more of the backstory, getting to realize how big of a loss that was on Luffy. So you see probably the training, and then you get to see a little bit more of why he not only went through the training, but why it was such a huge loss. I don't mind it. I like the slow burn of it. I apologize if I'm maybe missing some subtlety or misunderstanding the show, but I wasn't attached to him enough to care. I didn't like Ace on his own too much, but his dynamic as Luffy's brother is what made him interesting, reminded me of my siblings. There you go. That's what made his death impactful. I can agree with that. Ace's relationships is what made me sad, not he himself. To be honest, I get what you mean when you say that we didn't really know about him enough that his death should really affect us. But for me, I think that because I liked Luffy as a character so much, seeing the huge impact he had on Luffy made the whole thing sad for me. Learning their backstory after, more about Ace's character, his motivation, reasons for why he acted like he did, how deep the bond was, and then rereading, watching the arc, that's when it was Ace I was more focused on instead of Luffy. Kind of made it sadder. Yeah. He's good looking, nice ability, and is a good older brother. People love such character archetype. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to be good looking. It always helps. And I think, you know what I think it is, too? A lot of people enjoy seeing a good sibling. You know, maybe you don't have a good sibling. Maybe you don't have a relationship with your siblings anymore or whatever. Maybe it's a little rocky. But to be able to see such a wholesome and good sibling relationship can be kind of refreshing. It can be, you know, just something that's so interesting that you're attracted to it. Plenty of backstory in Mainford itself to give Ace's death weight outside of Luffy's reaction. Ace as a kid hearing people talk about Roger and how he fought Jinbe and ended up in Whitebeard's crew. There's plenty of characterization for Ace in the arc itself before he dies. I also don't know why people like him so much in general, but as for his death, it really broke my heart to see a child asking if it was okay that he was born, so seeing him thanking everyone in tears for loving him really touches me. He's the cooler older brother we all wished for. There you go. I literally just said that. Yes. He was king before dying. Also, did you notice how polite he is compared to Luffy lovable? Ace is the cool older brother we all wish we had. He grows from a snot-nosed brat that is loud and full of anger to a kind and respectful young man. He's also humble, as he is willing to ask Makino to teach him how to express gratitude to the man who saved his younger brother's life. Wow. Struck me most about Ace's death was his relationship with Luffy. Luffy went extreme to a crazy level to protect Ace, even costing years of his lifespan, and venturing into Impel Down, which was worse than hell. Everything pointed to Ace living, but then when he died to protect Luffy, I broke entirely knowing how almost pointless Luffy's sacrifices were. Damn. I actually always liked the reversal of getting the backstory just after. I felt it was an interesting and impactful way to deal with death and a grief that comes with it. Yeah, you know what? It kind of is like, it's almost like, yeah, it's very much like dealing with grief. You know, somebody passes, obviously in the moment is just pain. That's all it is. That's all you can think about for a while. And then eventually you kind of get more and more and more of the memories coming back, the good times, all that good stuff. So it is almost like a 1-for-1 reaction as if you were Luffy. There's no reason to not like him as a character. The only remotely negative thing people dislike is how he died, but as a character, there is nothing to really hate, whereas there are plenty of things to like about him. That's an opinion. It was more to fill in the blanks, introduce you to Sabo, and shine some light on how devastating it truly is for Luffy. Similar traits I could relate to: protective older brother, his self-determining hot-headedness, An inability to back down once he made up his mind, no matter the circumstances, unquestionable loyalty, etc. It will be on YouTube. It will be on YouTube. That is a promise. Yeah, I kind of like the fact that they did it backwards like that. Kind of interesting. That is very interesting, actually. But yeah, that made me think think to my brothers, and certainly relatable. Not my brothers giving their life for me. Certainly not that aspect. But just the aspect of sitting, staring out, having a very vulnerable heart-to-heart conversation. I mean, I saw that and I immediately went back into that memory. That was weird. That's good writing. That's good storytelling. If it can make you relate like that, it's very fascinating. And yeah, that is a very emotional scene. Thanks for loving me. That is such an interesting way to say thank you as you're about to die. I can't remember what I was reading today. It was just there's no perfect way to say goodbye to somebody. But honestly, that's pretty close. That is as good as it could get, I think. Thank you for loving me as you're slowly dying. That is a good one. That just kind of encapsulates everything very well. Puts a nice bow on it. I know that Luffy experienced his death right before him, but I feel for Sabo too. Ingrained all his memories, childhood, brothers from seeing a picture of his dead brother. Wow. Yeah, those are great final words for sure. Very interesting. I wish I would have come up with that. Gosh. It's never easy. Yeah, I do not wish that on anybody. It is so hard to say goodbye. So hard. And you're just like, oh, let me just, because you're thinking about it beforehand. You're like, how do I do this? And then you're thinking like, wait, how do I condense an entire lifetime of memories, thankfulness, and all that good stuff into 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however many seconds you have? It is just ridiculous. But that's a good one. That's a good one to remember. That is a great one to remember. What's up, Will? Well, welcome. You will be able to see it on YouTube. Another sad fact, Luffy has nightmares about that moment every time he goes to sleep. Yeah, honestly, just on a personal level here, I still have I don't know what it is. It's like flashbacks or something where you just go back into that time of losing the person. And it comes in waves. Very much kind of like a nightmare. It just doesn't happen when I'm sleeping. Because when I sleep, I am just out. I don't even remember dreams. Unless it's a horrific nightmare, I just don't remember anything. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm just completely out like a light. But Oscar Wilde had great final words. He was complaining about the ugliness of the room he was in. Either the wallpaper goes or I do. And then he passed. That's amazing. That is great. That is such a good one. Oh my gosh. Dang. Yeah. Boy, if you haven't been through it, losing a loved one, it is interesting, to say the least. There's a lot of, I don't know. If you're there for the moment, there's a lot of flashbacks that you have. It's fresh on your mind for the longest time. And then you eventually push it back. Because you never get rid of it, honestly. That's one of the great, I've said it many times. That's one of the great quotes from Billy, what is his name? Billy Bob Thornton, where he was interviewed about his brother passing, and he just says, you don't get over it. You just kind of live with it. And that is 100% true. The people that say time heals all, that's not entirely accurate. You will never get over that grief. Now, you think about it less, and it starts to hurt less. You can think about it a little bit more before that hurt kicks in. But I think it just always is there, unfortunately. Every English major just went, oh, the yellow paper. Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and jump into the next video. It is The Sign. Faya and Tharn, I would probably butcher those names, their story. Andrew Garfield talking about his mother said grief is just love with no place to go. That's a beautiful way to put it. That is a beautiful way to put it. Yeah. And grief is a interesting one because it's pain, but it's also like Faya and Tharn. Okay. I appreciate the pronunciation there. Grief's an odd one. It's so odd because you're so thankful that you've known them and you had so many good memories and whatnot, but it's just pain. It is absolute pain. And I do not wish it on anyone. If you've never gone through that before, I am officially jealous. It is not great. All right, let's pull up this video. I don't think this has subtitles, but let's go ahead. It might. This show, The Sign, is from Idol Factory, run by Saint. You've heard of him as he was once paired with Z. Oh, okay. It should? Okay, I'll leave the size of the video the same. Alrighty. Go ahead and jump in.
เหลือกี่นาทีไว้ทัน5 นาทียังไงดีวะเนี่ยที่มึงช่วยพยาเพราะมึงเห็นมันจะโดนเหล็กเส้นแทงหรอวะกูว่าเราหยุดคุยเรื่องนี้กันดีกว่าไอ้ทานแต่ถ้ามึงไม่พูดคนในทีมจะเข้าใจมึงผิดนะเว้ยหาว่ามึงหักหลังทีมแค่นั้นก็ยอมรับดิวะไอ้ทานไปช่วยมึงไงมึงจะบอกว่ามันเป็นเรื่องบังเอิญที่กูไม่ได้โดนเหล็กแทงเพราะความผิดพลาดของมึงนี่เรื่องมันจบไปแล้วมึงก็ให้มันจบไปได้ปะเราขาดอีก1 คนครับท่านสักการะพระฤทธิ์ทางนี้เฮ้ยดูดิทานโคตรเหมือนมึงเลยว่ะวันสารัตเหรอมึงชื่อวันสาบางทีมึงกับมันดิอาจจะเป็นเนื้อคู่กันมาตั้งแต่อดีตก็ได้นะเว้ยคือกูอยากจะมาคุยกับมึงเรื่องที่เกิดขึ้นเมื่อเช้าอ่ะเรื่องที่พี่ใหญ่โยงตกน้ำหรือว่าเรื่องที่มึงขโมยจูบกู
เอ้า
ถามมึงเชื่อเรื่องชาติภพอดีตชาติ
It's a little premature mouth to mouth
มันเกิดอะไรพวกนี้บ้างไหมวะอย่าเฮ้ยเช่นมึงเกิดมาในครอบครัวของมึงเพื่อนมึงคนรอบข้างมึงทุกอย่างมันอาจจะมีพันธสัญญากันไว้ตั้งแต่ชาติที่แล้วงั้นการที่มึงเจอกูชาติเนี่ยมึงจะบอกว่าชาติที่แล้วเราเคยสัญญาอะไรกันไว้หรอวะมึงคุ้นอยู่ในกูเลยวะแล้วถ้ามันเป็นเรื่องจริงมึงสัญญาอะไรกูไว้ชาตินี้มึงถึงได้คอยตามคอยช่วยกูแบบนี้เหมือนเลยเหมือนอะไรวะเหมือนสร้อยพระรอดที่ไม่ให้เด็กผู้ชายคนหนึ่งไว้พอดีสตาชีวิตของเขาก็ได้ผูกติดเอาไว้กับใครบางคนตั้งแต่อดีตชาติเพื่อนคนที่คอยดูแลทานเมื่อคืนนี้เขาเป็นใครหรอใครคนนั้นกสิพาเขาไปพบพ่อกับสิ่งร้ายๆไอ้พญาครับเพื่อนที่หน่วยดูท่าทานกับพญานี่สนิทกันใช่ไหมช่วยปล่อยมือจากเพื่อนผมด้วยครับผมปล่อยไม่ได้หรอกครับเพราะว่าเขาเป็นน้องชายผมเราก็ใครคนนั้นก็สิได้ซอยเขาให้พ้นจากบ่วงกรรมได้ศาสตร์นี้เพื่อนมึงออกไปหาเจ้าของซอยพระรอดเส้นให้เจอได้เจอเขาแล้วเขาซอยเส้นนี้ให้เขาซะ
แล้วใครคือเจ้าของสร้อยเส้นนี้ล่ะครับหลวงพ่อ
อันมึงเจอเขานี่ล่างสังหรณ์ของมึงสิบอกมึงเองว่าเจ้าของซอยเส้นนี้คือใคร
ฉันให้
ฉันทำไม
นายน่าจะเป็นเจ้าของสร้อยเส้นนี้
Oh, they met young.
มันจะช่วยคุ้มครองนายไว้มีโอกาสเราจะได้เจอกันอีก
แต่กูรู้สึกแปลกครั้งกับมึงโดยเฉพาะเวลาได้อยู่ใกล้มึง มือนกับเราเคยเจอกันมาก่อนจะไปฝึกผู้ค่ายก่อนที่มึงจะช่วยกูตอนที่กูจมน้ำตอนเด็กกูรู้สึกเหมือนว่ากูกับมึงเคยเจอกันก่อนหน้านั้นมันนานมาก
พ่อหนุ่มต้องระวังเจ้ากรรมนายเวรของพ่อหนุ่มให้ดีเขาอยู่ใกล้ตัวพ่อหนุ่มมากเขากำลังจ้องที่จะเอาชีวิตพ่อหนุ่มอย่าปล่อยมือพ่อหนุ่มคนนั้นเด็ดขาดอย่าปล่อยให้เจ้ากรรมนายเวรเก่าของเขา
What's that saying where if you knew somebody in the past life, you're bound to meet them again because maybe there was unfinished business or something like that? Or maybe you wronged them, I guess, in this case?
พาเขากลับมาได้
ถ้ากูโดนมีดแทงตายอ่ะไม่คือการตัดสินใจกูไม่เกี่ยวอะไรกับมึงอย่ามาบอกว่ามึงจะตายให้กูได้ยินอีกด้วยอาการที่ชอบฝันเห็นอะไรแปลก
In their case, it's karma.
หูแว่วอาการที่คิดว่ามีบางสิ่งเกิดขึ้นในความเป็นจริงไม่มีอะไรเหล่านั้นเกิดขึ้นเลยอาจส่งผลเสียถึงสุขภาพสังคมรวมถึงการงานที่คุณกำลังทำอยู่นะครับเฮ้ยมาตอนนี้ได้ไงวะบ้ามากใช่ไหมถึงบอกเรื่องความฝันกูให้หมอฟังอ่ะกูไม่เคยคิดหักหลังมึงกูเดินแล้วกูไม่อยากฟังเฮ้ยกูขอโทษนะเว้ยเพราะกูอ่ะมึงเลยต้องเจ็บตัวแบบนี้เป็นไรไหมทันไม่เป็นไรกูก็ดีใจแล้วตอนที่มึงโดนทำร้ายอ่ะกูก็ไม่อยากเห็นมึงตายเหมือนกันนะเว้ยมึงจะทิ้งกูไปไหนนะกูไม่มีวันทิ้งมึงไปหรอกนะเราทำงานในหน่วยเดียวกันกูจะทิ้งมึงไปได้ไงวะข้าไปกับท่านไม่ได้หรอกข้าไม่อยากให้ใครต้องมาตายเพราะข้าท่านศักกุณานพรุษทางนี้
All right, so there's a little bit of fantasy in here, obviously.
จำที่กูเตือนมึงได้ไหมว่ามึงกำลังตกในอันตรายกูอยากให้มึงอยู่ข้างกูจะปกป้องมึงได้แต่นี่กูไปกับพี่หมอมันไม่ได้มีอันตรายอะไรเลยเว้ยกูจะทำทุกวิถีทางเพื่อให้มึงกับทางไม่ได้อยู่ด้วยกันกูจะพาผ่านไปจากมึงต่อให้ผ่านต้องตายก็ตามแต่ที่กูเป็นแบบเนี้ยเพราะกูเป็นห่วงมากเกินไปไงล่ะบอกไม่ถูกอะไรหลายๆอย่างทำให้กูรู้สึกว่ามึงกำลังจะจากกูไปทานแต่ตอนเนี้ยสิ่งร้ายๆกำลังจะเกิดขึ้นกับมึงกูแค่ต้องทำอะไรสักอย่างไม่งั้นมึงคงจะหายไปไหนกูทนไม่ได้ทานใจเย็นเฮ้ยใจเย็นทั้งที่กูเพิ่งเคยเจอมึงแล้วยิ่งกูได้อยู่ใกล้มึงกูก็ยิ่งรู้สึกว่าชีวิตนี้กูจะเสียมึงไปไม่ได้อีกและมันเหมือนกับว่า
There's one thing I will say. The acting is very good. The acting is super believable and very good. High emotional
ท่าน
scenes,
จะได้รู้ความจริงในอดีตทุกอย่าง
very expressive emotions.
นั่นไง วันสารัตน้องสาวข้า
เจ้าซื้อข้าวไว้ทำไมข้าเห็นท่านยังไม่ตายข้าเลยช่วยนั่นไงท่านดูสิงดงามใช่ไหมงดงามจริง
ท่านพยายามจะพาวันสารัตหนี แต่ก็ถู
Definitely
กโจ
two
รทอน
different
จับ
worlds
ได้
here.
วันสารัตเจ้าอยู่ไหนวันสารัตความรักระหว่างข้ากับวันสารัตมันคือความรู้สึกดีๆที่มีให้กันความรักไม่มีผิดหรือไม่ถูก
They had barely any sponsors. Saint dumped a lot of his own money to make it good. Wow.
ก็สามารถรับได้ชาตินี้อาจจะไม่อยู่กับท่านแต่พบชาติต่อ
Oh,
ไป
dang.
ข้าขอเกินไปอยู่ข้างกายท่านข้าสัญญาชาติหน้ามี
It's pretty impressive. Obviously believed in it.
ตามหาเจ้าก็ในทุกๆชาติ
ท่านกับวันสารัตตามกันไปทุกภพทุกชา
Question
ติ
is, did he dump his own
แต่ก็
money
ไม่
in
อาจสมหวังใน
beforehand,
รัก
or was they just having
เพราะท่านชโล
trouble
ธรก็จะ
getting
ตามไปขวาง
sponsors?
ไว้
I don't know
ระหว่าง
exactly
จะ
how that
ฆ่าท่าน
process works.
แต่ก็ไม่สามารถทำได้ เพราะท่านมีเกตมณีนาคา
Before?
ของน้องสาวข้าคอยปกป้องอยู่
Obviously, I don't know how sponsors
สร้อย
work.
พาโรที่วันสารัตให้
This
ท่า
is
นไง
not sponsored.
ท่านห้ามถอดมันออกเด็ดขาด
ในวัน15 ค่ำเดือน 11
Oh,
นี้
okay.
ท่านต้องปกป้องน้องสาวข้าให้ได้ อย่าให้ท่านชโลธรพาตัวนางไป ไม่อย่างนั้น ท่านกับน้องสาวข้าจะต้องแยกจากกันไป ตลอดกาล
กูรักใครไม่ได้หรอกพยา เพราะถ้ากูรักเขา
It's a bold move to make it and then shop it for sponsors. It's bold.
กูก็ไม่อยากเสียมึงไป
But I guess it's something you can do when you got money for it. It's also a nice way to not have people, put their input into it. I don't know if the sponsors ever try to like put their input into things, but
กูจะไม่เป็นอะไร
it's a good way to just have your creativeness stand out.
กูจะทำทุกอย่างเพื่อไม่ให้มึงเสียใจหรือเสียกูไป ขอโทษที่กูจำมึงไม่ได้ ต่อไปนี้ มึงห้ามห่างจากกูเด็ดขาด มึงต้องอยู่ข้างๆกู ของมึงเป็นของกูเท่านั้นคือผู้หญิงคนนั้นคนที่อยู่ในความฝันมึงมาตลอดอย่างนั้นหรอ
Oh, whoa.
กูกับมึงรักกันมาตั้งแต่อดีตชาติความกูดีและทางไม่ว่ามันกำลังจะเกิดอะไรขึ้น กูจะอยู่ข้างมึงและคอยปกป้องมึงเองนะเว้ย
เขาไม่ทำอะไรให้มึงถึงได้เกลียดเขาขนาดเนี้ยเพราะมันคือพญานาคไงที่อดีตชาติคอยขัดขวางความรักระหว่างกูกับมึงอะ
ถ้าสิ่งที่หลวงพ่อพูดเป็นจริง เขาคนนั้นคงกำลังจะมาทวงเอาทานคืน
นี่ทั้งหมดมันเป็นเรื่องจริงใช่ไหมไม่ต้องกังวลนะมึงไม่ต้องกลัวว่ากูจะจากมึงไปอีก
มึงบอกว่ามึงจะไม่ทิ้งกูไปมึงสัญญากับกูแล้วกูขอโทษนะแล้วพี่อะไรพญาจริงกูต้องทำสัญญาไม่ได้ไม่แต่หาต้อง
It's like a worst case scenario. I know my grip strength is probably not going to be enough to keep me up there very long.
ขอโทษนะเว้ย
Love you, bye.
ชีวิตมึงตั้งแต่มาเจอเจ็บปวดตายตลอด
ถ้าทานเลือกที่จะอยู่ข้างไอ้พญา
It'd have to be like
ไม่ใช่แค่ไอ้พ
instantaneous.
ญาคนเดียวที่พี่จะฆ่า
กูดีใจ
Love you, bye.
ที่ชีวิตกูได้เจอมึง
มันไม่ใช่แค่ชีวิตของไอ้พญาที่ทานรัก
กูสัญญาไม่มีวันลืมมึง
แต่มันหมายถึงชีวิตของทุกคนที่ทานรัก
มึงคือคนที่กูรักกูจะรักตลอดไปไม่ว่าพรุ่งนี้จะเกิดอะไรขึ้นมึงต้องห้ามยอมแพ้และทายมึงต้องสู้มึงต้องผ่านทุกอย่างไปกับกูให้ได้อย่ากูขอบคุณมากๆที่มึงอยู่ข้างๆกูเรียนมาอะไรกันมามากมาย
That's putting it mildly.
มันก็เป็นโชคชะตาแหละที่มึงสงสัยมาตลอดว่าทำไมมึงถึงคอยปกป้องมึงก็เหมือนกันกูก็จะคอยปกป้องมึงเป็นมิตรตลอดทุกครั้งรักมึงนะเว้ยกูก็รักมึงรักมาเสมอและกูจะรักตลอดไป
มีใครเห็นทานไหมครับ มีใครเห็นทานไหมคุณย่า
Mm.
มาทานผมรู้ว่าทานอยู่ไหนไอ้หมอจะรอทานกับทานผมต้องไปช่วยทาน
แต่ก็ไปแล้ว ไม่อยู่กับเราแล้วเข้าใจไหม
ยามึงรู้ปะเนี่ย วันนี้15 ค่ำเดือน 11นะเว้ย คนเฒ่าคนแก่เขาว่ากันว่าพญานาคจะแปลงกายเป็นมนุษย์ต่อให้กูไม่ได้เจอกับวันวิสาขะต่อให้กูไม่รู้เรื่องราวในอดีตของเรา ไม่รู้ว่ามึงคือใคร ไม่รู้ว่าเราเคยรักกันมากแค่ไหนไม่มีอะไรเปลี่ยนแปลงเว้ย กูยังคงรักมึงพญารักที่มึงเป็นทักมึงกลับมาหากูแล้ว มึงจริงๆด้วย มึงกลับมาหากูแล้ว
Dang. Oh my gosh. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. That was a wonderful edit. Beautiful edit. Obviously, they had a lot going there. The show seems really good. Wow. Emotions indeed. Wow. Obviously, there's a lot to cover there. you're dealing with fiction and fantasy and all that stuff. Very much remind me of just the classic trope of endless love. No matter the situation, the enemies trying to pull you apart, circumstances, enemies, whatever, you just are completely connected in Thai mythology. Yeah, just destined was the word that was brought up. Destiny, just forever connected, trying to get your way back to the other person no matter what. Like, that is... Do we believe in that in real life? Probably not. Maybe, I guess. But usually no. So it is nice to see it. It's one of those dreams I think everyone has, where you have this overwhelming urge to be like, I want a love that's like so strong. If you're a Buddhist, you would. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I want a love that's so strong it lasts lifetimes, generations, whatever. I guess lifetimes is a better way to say that. Lifetimes, multiple lives. You always find your way back to that person. Kind of the red string of fate, I think it's called. Very similar to that, I guess. It's just beautiful to believe in. Two people are just made for each other, destined to be together, etc. And certainly it's nice to see. You make merit together, you'll see one another in another life. That's amazing. Yeah, that's not really a Western idea, I guess. But even as a Western person, you think of that, and it's nice. It's nice to think about. You want that to be the case, obviously. Yeah, it is just, it's lovely. It's one of those classic love story tropes, I guess we could call it, where it's two people destined to be together no matter what. And certainly the more trials and tribulations you go through, the stronger the bond, stronger the destiny. And it just kind of adds to it, keeps building to it, all that good stuff. Jinx indeed. Let's go ahead and pull up some more information on this. The sign and time mythology, blending fiction and fantasy. Tarn is a boy who, since birth, can sense if someone is in danger. Boy, that's kind of a nice power to have. When he meets Paya and saves him from drowning in a river, he feels like he has known this boy for a much longer time, as in a past life. Over the years, both joining the training of the SEAL unit, Naval Special Forces, to enter the Special Investigation Unit, IDF. From then on, the story begins, filled with many cases to uncover the truth. The story of Paya and Tarn, two young men bound by a mysterious connection since ancient times, unfolds into a tale of intertwined destinies. Unbeknownst to both, their paths cross unexpectedly during a riverside festival when they were still children. Tarn and a boy with a predestined fate saves Paya from an unforeseen water incident, setting in motion a life haunted by nightmares and physical pain for Paya. In these dreams, he encounters menacing creatures, a dark, shadowy figure. Let's make this a little easier to read. There we go. Oh, I can see it. Oh no, where did I go? Shadowy figure with glowing red eyes that relentlessly seeks to harm him, leaving Paya tormented as if he's under the influence of some mysterious poison. Trailer showcases mythological creatures, specifically Naga, Babe, Freen, and Heng. Obviously, I'm totally screwing all those up. And Garuda, Billy. For context, in Thai mythology, the stories of Naga and Garuda are often intertwined and connected to various cultural and religious narratives. One prominent story involves a conflict between these two mythical beings, the harmony and strife. Once in the mystical waters of Thailand, Nagas were reversed as protectors of treasures revered as protectors of treasures and sources of life, but a cosmic rivalry brewed with the Garuda, a magnificent bird embodying the strength of the air. This clash symbolized the eternal dance between elements, water and air, harmony sought yet not easily attained. In the ancient saga, Vanada, mother of Garuda, a co-wife to Sage, found herself in servitude to Kadru. To break free, she made a fateful bargain involving her son. His birth, a marvel unfolded with wings of an eagle and the heart of a warrior. Thus began Garuda's tale, a saga of devotion and cosmic quests. Oh. Garuda's wings carried him on a perilous journey to secure the nectar of immortality. That sounds amazing. His purpose, to release his mother from the chains of servitude, battling deities and overcoming challenges. Garuda's determination shone, revealing a heart torn between duty and personal gain. The cosmic tapestry, Garuda's relationship with Nagas, is woven with symbolic strife. At times, tales tell of Garuda consuming Nagas, a representation of the perpetual conflict between opposing forces in the natural order. Conclusion, these intertwined stories, whether in the folklore of Thailand or the sagas of Hindu mythology, paint a canvas of cosmic harmony, rivalry, and the eternal quest of balance. In their mythical splendor, offer timeless lessons of devotion, sacrifice, and the intricate dance of elements in the vast tapestry of existence. That is lovely. Signed series Saint interview as organizer-producer was during the IMAX premiere event. Question, why are you so dedicated to the series? What makes you want to do this as well? Saint said, actually, all of my series, we dump money into every series. We do our best because we don't want to regret it later. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, if there's one constant that everything needs, especially in show running and whatnot, you need money. You need money for good actors, good effects, good lighting, good cameras, whatever. You need money. That is the hardest part about show business. And that's why, producers have a lot of power. Tons of power. We feel like we want to make our work good. We intend on all works. I always say it in my interviews, such as soft power. We want to push Tynus into the sight of the world. For gender equality, I try to do these things, both what is I said and what is my intended to be accomplished, push as much as possible. Y series is a Thai name for BL series. Oh, okay. In the show, Paya's brother, King of Garudas, started some beef with the Prince of Naga, and Paya was injured in battle, knocked out of the sky, and met Tarn, a Naga princess. Ooh. Okay. Oh, the Y series with action scenes. What is the way of telling the story? Oh, rather there will be quite a tangled... Actually, the core of the story is mainly action. We will see action leading to the solving of various mysterious cases by the characters of the IDF agency, but along the way of solving the mysterious cases, there will be love happening. Every place where there is love, there will be a love line added, and in every case, it is still connected to a character who can use a hunch and recall stories from past lives. Therefore, it can be linked to past lives. It's called a bond that has existed from the past life to the present life that is related. Split into 3 storylines. When they recall their past life, they will go to their life when they were Garuda and Naga. What was the purpose? Question here. What was the purpose of bringing in the story of Garuda and Naga into the series? And Saint said, in the preliminary, I want everyone to see our culture. That makes a lot of sense, actually. They made the actors go through actual military police training. Nice. That's good. Action in BL is a newer development. The first ones were more high school love stories. You know what? I kind of get that. Start with the love story first and then kind of make it into, whatever you want it to be, honestly. I'm assuming there's BL horror movies as well, right? That'd be kind of interesting. I feel like I want to bring this up. I feel like I want to bring this up to show the world what Tynus is all about. We want to push this Tynus into existence. This is a soft power part. And the other part is the quality part. Another part that I want everyone to see fully is I want people to talk about Garuda as this, Garuda like this. I like to see where it's in, really make it on screen. I can understand the meaning. I can't understand the meaning. About this imagination, I have a goal for everyone to help keep them, Garuda and Naga, located and maintained in their existence, that they really exist. I want everyone to get to know the Garuda in my imagination, the CG team and the producer team, that what it is like is in the form on the screen. Question, is it a story about belief and truth? Saint, yes, it's a combination of belief and truth. But when it's combined together, it's Thai culture. What do you intend to push soft power? Saint said, I do. I think why do you intend to push soft power? Saint said, I do. I think our Thailand is enchanting. I think this will push Thainess and many other things that happen. I've said that I would push for soft power in the entertainment industry to increase Thailand's GDP. The driving force for people to see Thai culture, Thai tourism, many other things of Thailand. When they saw, they will come back to travel in Thailand to see Thai culture. Yeah, honestly, it's a pretty good it's a pretty good advertisement for tourism, frankly. That is a great point. Dead Friend Forever was billed as a horror. Okay. We're getting more horror, lots of vampires this year. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. BL's considered a soft power to promote things like marriage equality. Yeah, that makes sense. I've never heard the term soft power before, but that's kind of interesting. I like it. Question, many people say that The Sign is a series that raises the bar for Y series. Saint says, I don't dare say it to that extent. Well, yeah, I mean, that'd be like tooting your own horn like crazy. Yeah, we just raised the bar with this one. We're that good. I'm that good. I feel like we did our best on. We do our best to our part. Fair to say this. We feel that this is our fullest. We do our best to avoid regret later. What we've done, I should probably do that. I probably do this. Second guessing yourself. We don't want to feel that way. Aren't you worried about your investment? Oh my gosh. Saint, well, I'm also going to pass out, but I really want to do one thing. I believe is when we love something and have done it, we may not know whether it'll be good or not, whether it'll be profit or not, but one day what we do will pay off for us, perhaps not in the form of money, but happiness. But it's okay. And what's even happier is seeing my brothers on stage, see themselves on the big screen on television. I feel that is my little happiness, and this is my profit. You know what? That's great. That's amazing. That's a great way to put that. That is a great way to put that. Wow. Yeah. Worried about making money? Sure. Yeah, it's going to hurt the bottom line if it doesn't pan out, but if you love it enough and you're willing to put your own money into it, clearly you're not into it for the money at that point. You're absolutely in love with the project and you just want to do the best you can. And if you're happy with the project, you're happy with it. I did a bunch of, student-led films for a friend of mine who, at this point, I guess is a indie director. Had a couple films at a local film festival. Did I make money off it? No. Was it fun to do? Yes. Was it a passion project of his? Absolutely. So I don't know. He wasn't worried about making money off it. It was just a practice, basically. And eventually he went on to bigger and better things. But, the stuff we did when I was in high school was just for fun. It was to apply his skill and get better. And if you love it, you're not worried about it. Saint is very passionate about seeing the actors treated well after he was not. That's good. A director who is actor forward, that is a good director. That's for sure. Let's see. We got cultural references, mythology, and meta. Garuda and Naga are mythical beings with origins in Indian mythology that have been transposed into cultures across Southeast Asia. Hinduism, Garuda is a single deity depicted in either full bird form or part bird. and part human. And is the king of birds and also a divine sunburn. Bird burn. Sunburn. A divine sunburn. Oh my gosh, that's a funny slip of the tongue. His elder brother, Aruna, is the chariot driver for Surya, sun god, while Garuda himself is the mount of Vishnu. In Buddhist mythology, the Garudas, sometimes also spelled Garulas, are a society and race of gigantic predatory birds, sometimes also depicted as part human in form. The Garudas are intelligent, social, and blessed with might and magical powers. Divine sunburn. Right. You had a rough career? Dang, that's hard to hear. It's good that he didn't let it affect him, you know? Still very kind to people and obviously passionate. Thailand may be predominantly Buddhist, but it has also been strongly influenced by ancient Indian culture and Hinduism, and thus both the concept of a single deity, Garuda, and the race of Garudas coexist in Thai mythological beliefs. Nagas, on the other hand, are snake-like or dragon-like creatures whose realm is the water world. Water world. Has anybody seen that movie? It always gets panned as one of the worst movies ever made. I gotta rewatch it to see if it actually is. The word Naga is derived from Sanskrit. Is also etymologically related to the English word snake. Perpetual enemies. Neither side is actually identified with good or evil. They are simply two groups eternally at war. Borrowed into popular culture, you may sometimes see influences of Chinese dragon and phoenix mythology. Yeah, I kind of pictured that instantly, actually. Because of Garuda's association with the sun in Hinduism and a parallel with the fiery phoenix of Western mythology, you sometimes see Garudas portrayed as aligned with the sun and or flame as well. There are some hints of these in the sign. While struggling underwater during the Open Sea Training Challenge in Episode 1, is very Thai in appearance. The array of pronged, backward-pointing horns and trailing antennae appear to be designed not at Chinese and Japanese dragons. And in the graphics of the series, the sky is suffused with sunlight and speckled with what looked like drifting sparks, referencing sun and flame. Wings tattooed on his back, and his time in the Air Force, Paya is most likely the reincarnation of a Garuda in human form. And this is why he struggled with the water challenge. He was completely out of his element. Probably also why we see him smoking earlier on in the series. Oh, that makes sense. That is such a subtle reference. That's beautiful. Divine Sunburn as a band name. That, you know what? I like it. I like it. Billy also describes Paya's character in the promo video for the series as like fire, always hot and burning, quite hot-headed. Idol Factory's Paya. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. Ceremony. You were like me and a little mystified today by the various videos of Babe Tenatat. I'm skipping over those. All dressed up in Naga finery and headed to some place of worship while Billy goofed around them in civvies. Here's an explainer. Civvies obviously meaning civilian clothes. From what I can gather, the ceremony was to pay homage to the great Naga. The event was held at 4 p.m. Aside from physical offerings, the actors playing Nagas in the sign also performed a dance as part of the ceremony. Cool. Very cool. God, beautiful view over there too. Video of Babe, Hang, and Songjet's dance performance can also be viewed on Twitter. Billy set out the dance, though. I suppose as an actor playing a Garuda, it wouldn't have been appropriate or respectful. This is the clip. See if I can. There we go. That's nice. That's very nice. Wow, what a beautiful setting. Lovely. Wow, that's nice. That is very nice. Billy sat out of the dance, though. I suppose as an actor playing a Garuda, it wouldn't have been appropriate or respectful. I'm just guessing here. Wouldn't be surprising, though, if this were to be the case, since the Naga and Garuda storyline in the sign is based on living cultural traditions, and these are taken very seriously there indeed. That's lovely. That is really nice. Wow. The river name, by the way, is said Mekong. Mekong. That was a beautiful setting. That's really nice. Wow. Wow. That was very nice. Beautiful. Dang. A lot of mythology, a lot of interesting facts involved in that. It's not just a very straightforward story. There's a lot of hidden things, like the smoking of the cigarette to give you kind of a reference to fire. Like, that is just beautifully done. I love little stuff like that. Little Easter eggs, I guess you could call it. Didn't they delay filming for the Naga worship season? Specifically to film during the annual Naga festival. Interesting. Wow. Lots of respect paid. That makes sense, especially if it's important cultural or religious ceremony. That's amazing. So cool. Wow. It looks good. It looks really good. Obviously, you have to kind of educate yourself a little bit on it, as I've sort of done here, the best that I can. Not even knowing all that mythology, it was still a very interesting story. Very gripping. Following them. Obviously, you're going to miss a lot of the deeper meaning of it if you don't know it. But I will say, just from face value, not knowing any of the mythology, very nice. Good Lord, that was lovely. I knew very little of that when I started, but I still followed the show. Yeah, it seems like you could definitely do that. But certainly it adds a whole other deeper level to it if you learn more about it. I'll have Thai shows, yeah. That's why I try to give background, like the Paradise of Thorns last week. Yeah. That is amazing. That is truly something. I like that there's deeper meanings to it, you know? It's not just this surface level thing. It can be if you're just watching it, but you're also consuming a lot of culture, you're consuming a lot of religion without even knowing it. And I think that's that soft power, just putting it into the minds of people. They can kind of absorb what it is. Yeah, that's really something. That is so cool. As opposed to a lot of Western media, which is very heavy-fisted, heavy-handed, where it'll just like slap you with it, and you're just like, whoa. It's not very subtle at all. It's just heavy-handed. Very different. It's more of a, I don't know, instead of a soft power, it's more of a hard power. I've picked up so much of Thai culture. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's doing, gosh. I think that's doing it right, you know, where it's not over the top in your face, but it's there. And if you want to get into it and you want to learn about it, it's certainly there. Wow, that's mind-blowing. The fact that I didn't know any of this going into this channel, like at all. Like this was content that I never consumed. I didn't even know existed. Obviously, I know that there's Hollywoods in different countries and parts of the world, but just so far out of mind that I can't even begin to describe it. Like this is all very earth-shattering, you know, ripping the curtain from my eyes. So I hope it's been enlightening for more people than just me. I'm sure it has been. If you've been watching these, you probably learned a lot. You probably were introduced to a lot of shows and things that, frankly, maybe you haven't seen before, which is super cool. Love surprising my aunt by knowing something already. Wishing her a sentiment in Thai, like when I text. Yeah. Just there's a lot of knowledge to be gained, you know? Become a citizen of the world, if you will. Or, you know, what do they call it? Cultured. To absorb other cultures and learn about other cultures. It's super fascinating. You know, obviously you can travel places and do that, firsthand experience, but that costs a lot of money. That costs a crazy amount of money. You can do a lot of this online, which is super cool. You know, that's the beauty of the internet. Other than, you know, watching Todd Reacts, you can learn about the world. Pretty cool. Pretty awesome. And there's a lot of bad that comes with the internet, but there's a lot of good there too. And I would put this down in the good category. Kind of a water festival. Nice. I just instantly go to water balloons whenever I hear water. I don't know why. Water fights, water balloons. Oh my gosh. Those two? Oh, excellent. Excellent. I am so into that. Water balloons are so great because they don't hurt, but it's just, when you get hit with one, it's devastating. Just devastating, even though it's water. Pools, lots of water. That's so cool. Younger cousins with super soakers is a big part of Thai New Year. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Have you seen super soakers lately? They are so advanced. Like, I'm sure it has like Bluetooth on it or something. Who knows? But they are wildly more advanced than the original super soakers. I thought I had this state-of-the-art super soaker. It was literally just three little containers that somehow were connected, so you just had a larger capacity. I'm sure they have Wi-Fi in super soakers now or something. Who knows? If they have Wi-Fi in washing machines and refrigerators, I'm assuming it went all the way down to super soakers. Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and jump into the next video. It is Louis and the stat Brutus from Interview with the Vampire. I have loved every single one of these edits. Oh, excuse me. I'm closing tabs. I have so many tabs open, it's wild. All right, let's go ahead and load this up. I have loved every single Interview with the Vampire edit I have seen. It seems like a radically interesting show. Lots of blood if you're into that kind of thing, but just interesting interpersonal relationships, certainly between Lestat and Louis. Just really wild. Can't get over how interesting this is. Season 2 footage hasn't aired yet? Oh my god. What is this song right now? Like that three-way kiss after knowing what's going on in the show is
should I embrace it? Should I run?
Oh.
What motivates me? Hatred? Is it love? What's more wrong that I too wish to be greater? My mother wished she'd had a son. And even if I can't be the one, maybe I could at least help make way for him until the day that he comes. Maybe my name could also be known, that I help return good to the people, restore greatness to Rome.
I'm not gonna lie, the song is distracting. Like a lot of distracting. It's not bad for what it is. It's very, what's a good word to describe this? It's very beat poetry or whatever. It's kind of distracting, not gonna lie. Trying to figure out what the heck she's saying while also trying to pay attention to the video. It does match the vibe, but also just what is happening.
My name is Brutus and my name means heavy. So with a heavy heart I'll dive a stagger into the heart of my enemy. My whole life you were a teacher and friend to me. Please know my actions are not motivated only by envy. I too have a destiny. This death will be o'er. The people will speak.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this about Brutus and Caesar? I just put that together. Dagger, death, all that stuff. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, Brutus. Brutus. At two Brute. That was a lot. That was a lot. That was so distracting. I was like trying to figure out the song, listen to the words, try to figure out what the heck's going on, while also trying to piece together what I'm visually seeing. That was so much. It like broke my brain. I thought the stream froze for a moment. No, that was just me too stunned to speak. Honestly. Wow. Yeah, every edit I've seen of that show has made it look really good. Obviously, the idea of this was to show kind of just how brutal the show can be, I think. Which, honestly, with the amount of, I don't know how much blood they've used in this show, but it's probably gallons. Absolute gallons. Hundreds of gallons, maybe. But, yeah, it seems like a very interesting show. It's one of those where I think not enough people are watching it or know it exists. Unfortunately, that happens a lot. Interview with the Vampire is the best show almost nobody is watching. There's one thing, okay, two things preventing this drama from becoming the hit it's meant to be. It's probably the channel it's on. AMC in the US is not a widely watched channel. Certainly Mad Men was on there, which I loved. Didn't get very good ratings, but critically was acclaimed. Hell on Wheels, Halt and Catch Fire was AMC. Let's see, what else? I can't remember anything else. I know there's more, but I'm just not coming to me right now. It's been renewed for a third season, though. That's amazing. Well, it's a good thing, for sure. Yeah, Mad Men got, I think, 7 seasons, yet its ratings was never amazing. Perhaps no channel better encapsulates what my colleague Sam Adams, defined as the end of peak TV and the start of prof TV, like AMC, and its neglected streaming arm, AMC Plus. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if anyone has AMC Plus. If you have it, you're probably among the few. A service that is unfamiliar to virtually everyone I know. Yeah, I've only heard about it through like Amazon, I think. They have like a service where you can link it to it. Gone are the days of Mad Men. Breaking Bad. Oh my gosh, how did I forget Breaking Bad was on AMC? And even Better Call Saul, which ended 2 years ago with less fanfare than you would think. Now AMC mainly treats us as an ever-expanding roster, 6 and counting by my estimation. Oh, The Walking Dead. Oh my gosh, yes. AMC has had some really good shows, but they just don't get a lot of viewers. I mean, Walking Dead certainly did. Breaking Bad, I think, had more of a viewing after the fact when streaming services picked it up. Middling zombie IP can only take you so far, whereas the next great show from the former network titan of prestige programming, The Answer, is a series that has been here all along and is in fact well into its second season. Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire. Let's see. Season 1 was warmly received by critics, as it should have been. Although one might expect the show to be dripping in soapy melodrama, akin to that of the Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise-led cult classic 94 film adaptation, today's interview is praised as much more well-balanced. Sure, the melodrama is still there. After all, it's still a series about gay vampires who just can't quit each other. But unlike the 94 movie, it's not all camp all the time. For one, the show doesn't shy away from the expressly romantic nature of Louis and Lestat's bond, compellingly portraying such a relationship, one that is mired in deep emotional abuse and manipulation. That is a constant push and pull between a union of comfort and understanding versus one of possessiveness. It's no easy task, but Anderson's and Reed's deft performances carry the genuine love that persists between the fanged, damaged men. Underneath the weight of all the things that seek to suffocate it. Third season moves onto the vampire Lestat's book, and therefore Lestat's POV to balance Louis. I'm sure that's going to be fascinating. It would be interesting to get more into Lestat's psyche, for sure. That's going to be an interesting, integral part of that. Obviously, we've only seen one perspective. When the show isn't taking on a nuanced ins and outs of abusive couplings, it's taking on the ins and outs of race. Having made Louis' origin story one of a black gay man trying to become a successful entrepreneur in the Jim Crow South of 1910 New Orleans, there is nuance aplenty amid the drama, giving the audience both a morality and a morality to consider. Oh, wait a minute. Morality and a mortality to consider. There we go. Existence is hard, the show declares. I do declare. And any manner of making it easier comes with its own set of demons. You just have to decide which is the devil you can live with. What elevates the series, the entire series for me, isn't the Louis Lestat pairing, but Daniel Malloy. We all know Bogosian plays the perfect cynic. Who else could deliver the famous line, "You can't make a tomlet without breaking some Gregs? What? In Secession, with such gravitas. Oh, I've never seen Secession. But AMC's version of Daniel is rich and complex. He's a no BS recovering addict with Parkinson's disease by his own account. He ruined his marriage and his kids, but still has the fire of a legendary journalist. Daniel's real-world pessimism and his Anthony Bourdain-esque skepticism elevate Interview, providing a much-needed foil for the self-indulgence of the vampiric tale. Season 2, now at its midway point, continues to shine. It follows Louis and Claudia, a 14-year-old who's turned into a vampire by Lestat at Louis' request. Yeah, that is the Claudia one. The Claudia situation in here is just fascinating. Because it is, you put yourself in her position, and it is tragic. Tragic. You are a 14-year-old physically forever. That is like the worst time physically for anybody. Just going through it. You're just like this weird in-between. Oh, gosh. But mentally, she ages. So emotionally matures, everything. Except how you look. That is... I don't know how you would handle that for eternity. The pair are grappling with Claudia's new perpetual adolescence. Ugh. and Louis's love blindness, which left them both vulnerable to Lestat's abuse. They flee New Orleans to navigate Europe, looking for other vampires to fall in love with. Good ones, hopefully. Though an underlying theme of interview is that you can never be sure. Louis is struggling to inhabit the father-older brother role he wants to take on for Claudia, allowing the show to tackle the idea of family. What it is and isn't, what it should and shouldn't be, where Season 1 explored what it meant to dive into something, sexuality, vampirism, the usual. Season 2 is about getting over something, if that is possible. It's attracted a CW-like audience. Oh my gosh. Having reacted to quite a few CW shows on here, that kind of gives you everything you need. They're the fun ones. They're the ones who make fan edits and Tumblr gift sets, who write fan fiction and create ships. These fans are often assumed to be younger, though I'm sure I'm not alone among the members of this group pushing 30. Make no mistake, Interview with the Vampire is one of the best shows currently on television. Plot is easier to follow than the convoluted narrative swamp of the Game of Thrones universe. Hey, shots fired, shots fired. And acting is better than that of most shows on the air, and the writing is solid. The series is something for everyone, but not everyone is tuning in, whether it's because they're making assumptions about the show or because it's freaking on AMC+. Yeah, that is so stupid. To be hiding that show on AMC+. Ugh. People keep bemoaning the lack of good TV these days. Well, the answer is right there, waiting for its big moment under constant threat of cancellation. Well, apparently it got renewed for Season 3, according to Jace, so that's good. There's a Stat the musical I know, but Claudia's song I'll Never Had That Chance is heartbreaking. Oh gosh. I'm sure it is. I am sure it is. Wow. Yeah, everything I've seen has been great from this show. I really hope it's not just hidden on AMC+. I don't even know. Like, usually those shows air on AMC, and maybe they put the reruns or they whatever on AMC+, but if it's an original for AMC+, and they keep it on there, that is tragic. Tragic. They've got to release that onto other streaming services, or it will eventually get canceled too early, probably. Although, I don't know. Let's see. I want to look this up. I wonder if we can get stats on this. It has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way. 98%. I don't think we're going to get any numbers on it. Wait, this might be it. No, those are just ratings from viewers. Dang. Yeah, it must be on AMC+, huh? No, it says AMC right there. Interview with the Vampire is canceled due to low ratings. I will blame the critics. Really? I mean, it's got like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Literally, look at this. Like, it won't be canceled because of the critics. 97, literally 35-1 for critics. All critics, 91-3. That is incredible. Audience, 77%. That's pretty good. Not bad. We don't have any numbers off of how much it's watched, unfortunately. Dang, that's too bad. Louis and his love for Lestat across the books. I allowed myself to forget how totally I had fallen in love with Lestat's iridescent eyes, that I'd sold my soul for a many-colored and luminescent thing, thinking that a highly reflective surface conveyed the power to walk on water. What would Christ need to have done to make me follow him like Matthew or Peter, dress well to begin with, and have a luxurious head of pampered yellow hair? In the UK, it's on BBC iPlayer, but I'm not sure they actually air it even. Streaming app? Oh my gosh. Why is this show being hidden? Hidden on streaming apps. If it's going to be on an app, it should be on a like well-populated one. I'm sure BBC iPlayer is populated. Dang. Stat, in fact, had aroused in me feelings which I hadn't wished to confide in anyone, feelings I'd wished to forget. Despite Claudia's death, hatred had not been one of them. Do you love me now? I asked. He smiled. Oh, it was excruciating to see his face soften and brighten simultaneously when he smiled. Yes, he said. Have you suffered in my absence? I asked, looking back at the altar. Very soberly, he answered, it was pure hell. Hashtag goals. This was to give you a taste of the love as the video shows so much of the violence and abuse. Right. Yes. Little juxtaposition there. Why do you love me? I asked. You know, you've always known. I wish I could be you. I wish I could know the joy you know all the time. And the pain, you want that as well? Your pain? He smiled. Certainly. I'll take your brand of pain anytime, as they say. Yeah, this is lovely. Prince Lestat in the realms of Atlantis, he leaned close to me and he put his hand on my arm. Whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, because I have no other God, and never will, you shall be my God. Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Blood communion. Quote, I love you with my whole soul, and I will always love you, he confided in me. You are my life. I have hated you for that, and love you now so much that you've been my instructor in loving. And believe me when I say you will survive this, and that you must, for all of us, you will survive because you always have, and you always will. Damn, that is a nice little balance there between the video and these wonderful quotes on love. Queen of the Damned. Louis, the watcher, the patient one, was there on account of love, pure and simple. The two had found each other only last night, and theirs had been an extraordinary reunion. Louis would go where Lestat led him. Louis would perish if Lestat perished, but their fears and hopes for this night were heartbreakingly human. Vampire Lestat, you've come back to me, Lestat, he said evenly, looking at me again. When I heard the first whispers of you at Dracula's daughter, I felt something that I thought was gone forever. Interview with the Vampire stars gush over Lestat and Armand's love for Louis. Picking a vampire partner is crucial for immortals like Lestat and Armand. In an interview with Vampire, Lestat chose Louis for his potential and love. Armand viewed Louis as a vessel for change. The dynamics of immortal vampire relationships differ, with Lestat and Louis being soulmates and Armand being more self-serving. Dating is hard. Even when you're deeply in love with your partner or partners, you're bound to get the ick every once in a while. Now imagine being immortal and knowing that you have centuries to spend with them, unless one of you succumbs to some angry townspeople or, oh my God, or a stake or fire. Just the idea stresses you out, doesn't it? Don't worry. We won't tell you your other half. In the afterlife of an immortal vampire, like the characters in AMC's smash hit, picking a partner is the utmost important, as you'll You'll now spend every waking moment together, so what makes a good partner, and how do you know you're making the right choice? Sam Reed says Lestat is desperately in love with Louis. Picking somebody who you feel is going to be able to stand the test of time and be a good vampire, especially someone who you believe is going to be capable of killing every single day and not disappearing or lighting themselves on fire. Lestat saw that in Louis in the beginning. Louis is a fighter, and he saw so much potential. He's also desperately in love with Louis, with his humanity and his struggle. Turns out that's not really what Louis wanted. It took them the better part of a century for Louis to discover his true vampiric self, and for Lestat to realize there's more humanity in him than he realized. I think that's why they're a good match. I think they're the kind of soulmates for that reason, because they can learn so much from each other and become better monsters. Dracula's daughter was a vampire dive bar, if I remember correctly. Oh, okay. I think that's also very, very different to Armand's attraction, because there's something really astute about Lestat. Seeing a future like that and the potential is something that Armand didn't have. I think Armand sees Louis as a vessel for how he can change Armand and how he can enrich Armand's life, rather than seeing Louis as his own person and what he's bringing and giving to the world. That's the tragedy of the romance between them. It's just all about himself. First 2 seasons of Interview with the Vampire are now streaming on AMC+. Production for season 3 chugging away. I'm assuming they air it on AMC and then they put it on AMC+. I'm hoping that's the case. Better Monsters is a scary concept, indeed. Good grief. Could you imagine? Dealing with people is one thing. Dealing with monsters? Armand was changed as a teen. He's got a more selfish teenage outlook in the books, at least. Good Lord. I love the relationship between Louis and Lestat, because it's very interesting. It's an interesting dynamic. Obviously, there's a bit of a power struggle there. But the idea of Claudia being stuck, that video stuck with me so much, the Claudia video. Just the idea of putting yourself in that situation and living that day after day, century after century is just awful. Awful. Oh my gosh. She was never allowed to become an adult. Good grief. Just stuck in transition. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that is a terrifying concept. I think could be anyone. It could send you mad, couldn't it? Indeed. Yes, absolutely. You would definitely feel trapped in your own body, for sure. Especially as you mentally can age. To not be able to age physically with it would just be wild. I know a lot of people say, they wish they could look 21 forever or something, or 18 or whatever. Pick a number that's young. But the idea of that, the reality of that, is a whole different story. Like, you would feel trapped. Like, never able to... I don't know. I think the older you get, the more you're taken seriously in a lot of cases. Certainly in dealing with, adult things. You're never quite seen as equal. You're just constantly seen as, oh, this dumb young kid. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it's definitely something. Like, especially in the working world as an adult, the more years you get, the more seniority you get, the more you're actually taken seriously. And it seems like you're paid not based on your ability, but paid based on the amount of years you've worked over time. It is just wild, especially a 14-year-old. Indeed. Claudia talks about wanting to love, but who would love her looking like a child, as she said, perverts and schoolboys. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my gosh. Plus, if she's mentally aging, she's not 14. Like, her body might be, but her mind is not. And therefore, wanting to go after, 14-year-olds, that might work when you're 14, but obviously not as she matures in thinking. Like, that is just a nightmare scenario. Nightmare. Oof. Good grief. gives you the ick and the chills and everything else. What a concept. Who is my Louis? Who is my Lestat? So yeah, she wants an adult relationship but can't. Yeah, that is torture. Absolute torture. Let's go ahead and jump into the final video of the day. It is ZeeNuNew. Best cutie pie behind the scenes moments. This should be fascinating. It's a bit of a longer video. So it'll be the we'll be around here for a little bit longer. So stick in, stay with me, grab a drink, get a refill, a snack maybe. And let's go. Let's jump into it.
สู้มีหลักเซสชั่นสักท่านึงที่มันเหมาะกับชุดนี้เตะโกโบบล็อกแตกลิ้นขาดขาลิ้นเดี๋ยวมีจริงเหรอจะด้วย
Perfect timing indeed.
มาพาเรา
ต้องไปอีกทิ้งตัวไปอีกไป
โอ้ทั้งกรอบเลย
เดดี้ไหม
เอาเลยครับ
ไปเต้นไปออนหันหน้าคนนี้ทำหน้าไงนะ วีนอีกรอบ โอ้ยจอยกันเลย
What's up, Amos?
Dạ. เขาดูสนุกอยู่มันนี่เนอะไม่เดินลงก็มันเหนื่อยนะเดินลงบันไดอยู่เขาสนุกเขาแหละยังเมื่อยไม่พอใช่ไหมเมื่อกี้ก็ไม่ได้หรอกได้ไหมสีนี้แหละเอาไฟเราเติมเลยเราเดี๋ยวเรามาช่วยติดเราแดงหน้าแดงออกมาไม่ต้องบอกไปพร้อม
Oh.
เป็นไงจริงๆก็อยากให้เป็นความจริงดูน่ารักดีเหมือนกันมันมากว่ากอดจากข้างหลังมันดูอบอุ่นแต่หน้าแดงเลยนะหน้าแดงเลยนะหน้าแดงเลยนะเขาแต่งมาเมื่อกี้มันแต่งมา
It's a good message on the shirt. Never ever stop dreaming.
เฮียฮิวเกิดกับพี่ผมเอาละมาขยันยังอีกยังอีกไปดีกว่าไปด้วยชินละป๊าป๊าตอนนี้ลืมเบบีไปละต้องทำไมลูกเป็นอย่างเงี้ยงงลูกนะ
หายใจไม่ทัน
มัมมี่ตกใจอยู่เลย
จุดจีบกันก่อนนะ
ก็จะมีอันนี้ใช่ไหมฮะประมาณนี้แล้วก็ประมาณนี้
ลูกก็คือไม่ห่วงตัวเลย
เห็นนิดหน่อยหรือว่า
ดียังไง
อีกรบกวนดึงเสื้อลงนิดนึงได้ไหมคะ
ไม่ไหวแล้วนะ
หยุด
ยังไง
เนี่ยเขาก็ห่วงของเขาอะเนาะ
ถามเลยตีเลยพี่ด้วยมา5มา
ผมไม่ไหวแล้วผมขอด้วย
Group hug.
อะไรทำต้องหมุนเป็นดอลลี่
ต้องหมุนตามกล้องเลยโอ้ยล้ม
ตกแล้วเฮ้ย เฮ้ยฟันแฝดเหรอนิวไม่นะแต่กูคือของกูงงตรงนี้เดี๋ยวอย่าแซวซี่ไม่มีใครบ้างครับโดนพออุ้มรู้สึกไงครับอยากรู้เองฮะรู้สึกดียังไง
สบายอุ้มเฮียไหมแต่เมื่อกี้อุ้มเฮียแบบก็รู้สึกดีเหมือนกันสบายตัว
เมื่อกี้แอบ
It's comfortable
ได้เมื่อกี้อุ้มมาแล้วไงแต่ว่าก็เจน
อุ้มมาแล้วถ่ายไปแล้ว
เอ้าอย่าดิ้นสิไหนลองเอาหัวลงไปดู
Nothing is as heavy as dead weight.
เฮ้ยเขาทำอะไรกันก็ไม่รู้
Handle it like a champ, though.
อุ้ยไหนเป็นแมวดิเป็นแมวนี่เป็นแมวหลับอยู่ร้อนไหมถามเลย
Oh, okay.
ร้อนก็เอาผ้าห่มออกแก้มน้องเนอะอะไรนะผมว่ามีสิ่งหนึ่งที่นิ่มกว่าแก้มน้องแก้มก้น
แก้มก้นไข่ก้นผมเหรอนิววันนี้ก่อนเป็นไง
Different
บ้าง
kind of cheeks.
คัมแบ็กกลับมาดูดิสงวนตัวหน่อยตอนนี้คือสิ่งที่ลำบากใจก็คือดูนิวคือเปลี่ยนไปนะฮะจากที่แบบว่า
ไม่เจอกัน
ขี้อาย
14ไม่เจอกัน4 วันใคร
ความคิดถึงมาทำงาน
ใครเป็นคนไซโคเราเป็นแบบนี้ซอต่อเหรอ
พี่ออฟเลย
พี่ออฟเหรอ
ก็คุย
ใช่เราทำไปตามความรู้สึกครับผมปล่อยให้ความคิดถึงมันทำกัน
พอทำงานแล้วก็อย่างนี้
They have such a good relationship with the
คน
director.
อื่นก่อนทุกคน
ก็กอดอยู่คนเดียวถามตรงนี้แล้วกันคิดถึงไหม
คิดถึงไหมคิดถึง
ก็ถามเหมือนกันแต่เรารู้สึกว่าน้องเนี่ยจริงๆมีหลายเรื่องที่อยากจะให้ทำ
เอาจริงนิวทักมามากกว่าพี่อีกนะ
ก็นั่นเป็นนิวมึงกูเคยทักมึงเยอะพอแล้วสิแล้วกูก็เจ็บมากพอแล้วก็จะทะเลาะกันไหมพอเกินที่ใจมันจะเราเล่นเอาดีๆคิดถึงกันไหมคิดถึงกันแล้วปกติเจออยู่บ่อยๆเกือก็นอนดิ้นมากด้วย
เฮียมีกุญแจไหมก็จะบอก
Dang. Whoa. Always feels like that when you got the tie.
ใช่
Oh, okay. I was about to say. Whoa.
ผมคือสูตรข้าวแมวคือน้ำหอมผมนะ
ไม่ได้ฉีดมา
ความรู้สึกคราวนี้ต้องรู้สึกไงครับหนูเกื้อที่เห็นเฮียเหรียญแต่งตัวแบบนี้รู้สึกแปลก
ซุปเปอร์แมน
ๆรับคิวที่พายมาเล่นคาแรคเตอร์เฮียเหรียญยังไม่เคยรู้ว่ามีซีนนี้อยู่ในเรื่อง
บินเฮียบินต้องรอให้เราถ่ายทำ
Vampires, yeah.
ติดจริง
They'd be good in like a What We Do in the Shadows. Like two vampires, like Louis and Lestat, just connected, just trying to live in modern reality.
จริงด้วยนะเป็นน้ำลายเลย
Oh, okay.
เขาบอกว่าเวลาเป็นแวมไพร์ห้ามแบบเดินต้องเวลาลงบันไดมาต้องสไลด์อะเราต้องแบบสไลด์แบบนี้สมมติลงบันไดอ๋อมิดอรี่ให้เฮ้ยสนุกจริงปะเนี่ยผมได้ยินบนดอลลี่เลยเหรอ
กูบอกเลย
แล้วผมอ่านซีดีแล้วผมอยากรู้ว่าการกระดิกให้หนูเกื้อคือกระดิกท่าไหนอะกระดิกนิ้วให้หนูเกื้อมาหาแล้วก็จะมีแรงดึงดูดในบทเขียนว่าเฮียเหรียญจะกระดิกมาแล้วจะหนูเกื้อก็โดนแรงดึงดูดเฮียเหรียญมาอย่างนี้ไหมอุ้ย
ดูเกลียดมันอ่ะ
ผมปีใหม่ทำอะไรมาหนูเกื้อ
Bit of makeup on there.
ไม่ใช่หนูเกื้อที่เฮียรู้จักทำไมหนูเกื้อเปลี่ยนไปดูแต่
สตรีนะสตรีนะเอาใหม่เอาใหม่ปึ๊บตอนนี้หมดแล้วปึ๊บอันนี้ไม่ได้ดูดอันนี้แทกแรงด้วยมาใช่จุกอยู่นะไม่เจ็บหรอไม่เจ็บเอาให้เล่นซ้ำอยู่แล้วนะแรงอยู่นะเอาอย่างเรียกใช่ไหม1 2 3
Behind the scenes, behind the scenes. There was a vampire themed one? Nice. It's such an interesting concept. I love the show and that they did a show, but I saw the movie and I'm like, this is amazing. It's so funny. That's alright. You hear a knocking, just don't answer. Knock, knock, knock. I'm asleep. We're not, I heard you. No, I'm very asleep.
น่าจะงานหนักครับช่วงนี้ต้องพักผ่อนระหว่างที่ไม่ได้ถ่ายอะไรอะตรงอะไรให้อ่ะอ๋อนี่สู้เลยครับเมื่อกี้ตรงนี้ใช่ไหมใช่ใช่แล้วก็ง่วงรู้สึกวันนี้ energy ดรอปเพราะว่าแล้วก็ตอนนี้ก็
เพราะว่าอะไรรู้ไหมยังไม่มา energy ดรอปเลยอยู่คนเดียวนั่งอย่างเงี้ยโอ้ยปวดหัว
พี่ตากล้องทำครับ
ผมก้มเลยIt'd be like that. It'd be like
ท่าอะไร
that.
อ่ะนี่คือท่าอะไรอ่ะทำไมต้องเดินมาเห็นตอนนี้ด้วยเนี่ยทำอะไรอ่ะไม่ผมทำตามพี่เขาทำไมอ่ะ
I kind of remember that from school when like your best friend took the day off or something or was sick. You just immediately feel like down.
แล้วเขินอะไรครับ
Didn't have the same energy.
ไม่เขิน
มองอะไรครับกล้องอยู่นี่
มองนู่นมองต้นไม้เสื้อยาวเปลี่ยนเสื้อแล้วใช่ไหมครับโอเคเปลี่ยนเสื้อโอ้
ใช่โม
การเล่นก็อาจจะเปลี่ยนเป็นแบบว่าเล่นสบายๆเพราะอยากให้คนดูแบบสบายๆแล้วก็มีเนื้อหาที่แบบว่าเขาไม่ดูกูหรอกนะ
มันอยู่งงซึมๆนะไม่แปลกใจครับผมเพราะว่าหนูเพื่อคิดอะไรเฮียเหล่ก็จะคิดอย่างนั้นเพราะว่าใช้หัวใจเดียวกันถ้าหนูเพื่อง่วงเฮียก็ง่วงถ้าเฮียง่วงสมุกก็ง่วงถ้าเฮียมีความสุขหนูก็มีความสุข
If you're a bird, I'm a
ว่า
bird.
ที่เห็นเฮียนั่งงูอยู่
Notebook.
รถที่เห็นรถไม่ใช่ดูรูปอย่าเพิ่งดูรูป
เฮียนั่งงูอยู่เฮียแบบรู้สึก อะไรนะ มาไม่ถึงก็มาพอดีเลย
อุ้ย
ขาหัก
เดี๋ยวแม่โกรธนะว่าทำลูกเกอร์เจ็บต้องดูแลอย่างดี
ใช่ขอข้างด้วย
วันแรกที่รู้จักกันก็เป็นอย่างนี้ยังไม่โดนเลย
ไม่เก็บก็ได้เสิร์ฟก็ยังไม่ได้
หยุดพูด
Well, it depends. So if it's a normal one and there's no editing involved, it's usually pretty quick. Now if there is blocked content, like sometimes music will be blocked or the video will be blocked or something like that, it might take a while just because I have to edit, export, which takes forever. For like a 3-hour long video, it takes forever to export at 1080. And then I have to do it twice to be able to get rid of it, which that's probably at least a day, just trying to figure that out. And obviously I go to work as well, so I can't work on it there, which kind of exacerbates the amount of time it takes to get up. But usually if it's something I can do immediately after stream, I'll do it. But if it doesn't need to be edited, usually it's a day or the next day or something like that. But I will be trying to get it done today. Or tonight, I guess.
ประตูรถประตูหัวใจหรือเปล่าอันนั้นเปิดอยู่แล้วไม่ใช่เหรอมั่นใจเปิดรอเนี่ยเข้ามา
Hopefully nothing is blocked. Nothing's blocked, it should be up. But if something is blocked, then oh my gosh. We're talking tomorrow night, maybe?
ลูกเกอร์อยากไปที่ไหน
ก็อยากอยู่ห้องครับ
เฮียก็อยากอยู่ห้องเหมือนกัน
เฮียอยากทำอะไรก็ทำเลยครับ
เดี๋ยวเฮียจะมาถูหลังให้ลูกเกอร์
ทำมากกว่าถูหลังได้ไหมครับ
ลูกเกอร์หมายถึงอะไรครับ
Whoa.
แล้วเฮียอยากทำอะไรไหมล่ะครับ
เฮียอยากนอนอยู่เฉยๆแต่ก็ไม่อยากอยู่เฉย
This was improv?
ตอนนี้หนูเกอร์กับเฮียเหรียญนะครับก็ตกงานนะครับผมก็เลยรับนะฮะบริการซ่อมรถยนต์นะครับถึงที่ถึงบ้าน
Come to your
ซ่อ
house
ม
and provide
ทุกอย่าง
services.
ครับผมโดยเฉพาะอยากซ่อมที่สุดคือซ่อมหัวใจนะครับผมหัวใจผมไม่ต้องซ่อมนะเพราะมีคนซ่อมอยู่ข้างๆ
คือใครครับ
คนชุดแดงนะครับว่าเราตกงานแล้วทั้งคู่เลยเรารับบริการแบบว่าซ่อมรถยนต์ถึงที่24 ชั่วโมงเราจะซ่อมทั้งรถยนต์ซ่อมทั้งบ้านทั้งเตียงโซฟาซ่อมชักโครกซ่อมทุกอย่างที่สำคัญคือซ่อมหัวใจเฮ้ย
เฮียเหมือนเฮียรู้ผมก็เลยจะบอกหรือว่าซ่อมใจด้วย
เฮ้ยอันนี้ไม่ได้เตรียมเลยนะฮะ
ใจเฮ้ย
ปกติหนูเพื่อซ่อมใจยังไงครับ
แหวกมันก็
ก็นี่ไงอะไรอ๋อไขควงไขไปไหนอ่ะ
ไขก็ซ่อมไง
Sounds legit.
แค่หัวใจดวงเดียวจะมอบให้เธอ
I didn't know ZeeNuNew was a heart surgeon.
เจอกันครับนี่เสาอันนี้ล็อกเกอร์นี่เป็นล็อกเกอร์จะบอกว่านะครับผมเฮียเหรียญที่ใส่บ็อกเซอร์สีชมพูอ่ะเพราะว่าเฮียเหรียญกำลังอินเลิฟอยู่ที่เขาเต้นก็เป็นMeganที่เขาดีใจที่
I see what you did there.
โพสต์นะฮะ
I'm on to you.
ความสุขที่เราได้พาไปเดทอะไรอย่างนี้
แสดงออกทางสีบ็อก
ใช่
เซอร์
สีบ็อกเซอร์ใช่จริงๆถ้าทุกคนมองดีๆนะฮะมองลึกลงไปในหัวใจของผมเป็นสีชมพูนะฮะมองที่หัวใจผมไม่ได้นะครับต้องมองหัวใจหนูเกลือเพราะว่าหัวใจที่เรียนที่หนูเกลือนะครับเป็นไงบ้างอยากรู้ว่าตอนเห็นเรารู้สึกไงบ้าง
ไม่รู้ก็ดูน่ารักดีมั้งครับ
ทำหน้าหลุมจอแป๊บ
หนูเกลือเอาเรื่องอยู่หนูเกลือโดนนิ้วนี่เรียน
โอ้ยดีมากภาพและเสียง
เขินอยู่แต่ว่าตอนแรกนึกว่าจะเขินวันนี้แต่จริงๆเพราะว่าแบบเดี๋ยวอันนี้ไม่เขินนะเพราะว่าแบบตอนอยู่หน้าพี่อุ่นพี่เฟรมพี่มาร์คพี่แม็กด้วยแล้วก็ทุกคนแต่ว่าพอตอนจูบรู้สึกมันอยู่แค่2 คนมันก็เลยเขินน้อยลงแต่ก็ยังเขินอยู่ดี
ใช่ปกติเราแบบจูบกันแบบ2 คนใช่ไหมไม่มีคนเยอะแต่ครั้งนี้ก็แบบคนเยอะ
เดี๋ยวนะเป็นคือ2 คน
แต่ว่าคนน้อยคนนี้ก็2-3 คน
ดีเลยรูปรถกลิ่นเสียงมาเต็มเลยแบบโดบี้ 3.1 เซอร์ราวรอบทิศเลยฟินยังไม่พออีกเหรอเมื่อกี้4 รอบ
This is a 4D
ก็
scene.
คือคูณ4 3 12 12 รอบเข้าไปแล้ว
เอาอย่างไรพี่ผมให้
จริง บัตร 5,000 พักไปก่อน นี่บัตรล้าน8นี่ เห็นหมดทุกอย่างนี่เดียวก็คือเข้าไปใกล้ๆแล้วนะ
ดีครับผมบินดี
บิดไม่ไหว
อีกผมก็จะใช้นี้
Oh, okay.
สนุกดีในการที่ถูกแล้วก็ต้องอุ้มเพื่อมาแบบระยะ100 เมตร เพื่อมากะระยะไม่สะดุดโต๊ะมุมตอนแรกเนี่ยถึงคนแรกของนั้นสุดท้ายชนเพื่อ
มันยังไงหนูเพื่อแบกอยู่ไม่ใช่หรอ
ก็แบกอยู่
All right, Z. All right, Z.
โอ้โดนมาเยอะหมายถึงก็เมื่อกี้จุ่มเกียร์หลายรอบไงเทเลยปากบวมเสียเลยเราชอบปากบวมหรือชอบปากบวมชอบที่มันแต่งเสร็จแล้วเดียวเยอะจีสิ
Oh my god.
น้องบอกว่าน้องชอบปากบวมมันต้องมีอะไรที่แบบ
ครับ
น้องบอกว่าน้องชอบปากบวม
น้องชอบปากบวม
แบบพวกม้าหมุนอย่างเงี้ยเดี๋ยวก่อนนะเนี่ยซีนที่2 1 2 3เก่งมาก
2 a.m.
รู้สึกว่าเฮียเป็นเต้นเป็นเพื่อเราเป็นไม่ชิน
ทำไมอ่ะ
เพราะว่าเราแสบสงสารทีมกล้องนะเราขึ้นไปได้
เพิ่งเห็น
เก่งกว่านั้นก็สนุกดี
ใช่ใช่
ได้เห็นหน้าเห็นตาเห็นความสัมผัสแบบช้าๆให้รู้สึกอะไร
แล้วก็ดูเป็นครั้งแรกจริงๆเก่งมากหนูคนเหมือนกันค่ะ
ในเราวันเฮียทำจุกเพราะเฮียจุกเลย
เมื่อกี้ให้ไปแล้วในซีน
ตกใจมากงงทำไมให้อยากรู้ว่าทำไมถึงให้จุกแบบงงๆแบบเฮียแบบงง
ไม่รู้ก็
อยู่ดีก็แบบว่ายื่นหน้ามาจุกเฉยเลย
ก็ไม่แค่อยากจุ๊บเฉยๆให้กำลังใจด้วยแล้วก็แบบเกิดจะตอนนั้นมันกำลังจะเริ่มซีนแล้วนี่ใช่ไหมจุ๊บด้วย
After filming the first episode.
มาจุก
แต่เห็นเฮียตกใจอยู่นะ
ต้องตกใจ
แอบตกใจอยู่
มาแบบให้ซุ้มเสียงนะก็ดีน่ารัก
ก็แล้วลิ้นเนี่ยไปเนี่ยทำได้อย่างเงี้ยน่ารักเฮียเหรียญน่ะ
สาธิตเฮียเขินแค่ไหนเฮียเขินน้อยกว่าหนูแค่นั้นหรอใช่ไหม
แล้วเฮียซีล่ะเฮีย
ซีเหรอเฮียซีตอบเยอะ
แบบนึกว่าเฮีย
แทนเราเรียกตัวเองไม่เฮียเหมือนกันไงเฮียซีเขินแค่ไหนหรอ
อยากรู้ต้อง
I gotta say the innuendo comments are just off the
เดี๋
charts.
ยวใครถ่ายทันว่าเฮียเหรียญแหละเพราะเฮียเหรียญก็คือเราเล่นมันก็จะเป็นฟิลเดียวกัน
ส่งติ๊กมาบอกว่าจุกได้ไหม
จริงปะเนี่ยได้เลยจุกไปตั้งหลายรอบแล้ว
ทำไมไม่เขินหน้าไม่เห็นตกใจเลยเหมือนเมื่อกี้อะเก่งอะ
เขารู้แล้วไงเขารู้แล้ว
โอ้โหพี่เราไม่น่าบอกเลย
มันก็จะเป็นฟิลเดียวกันสำเร็จ
แต่จริงๆลึก
ๆเขินปกติก็ไม่ได้ทำกับใครอย่างนี้
คนเดียว
ไปเปลี่ยนเสื้อผ้ากัน
หาขนมกินด้วย
กินได้แล้วไม่มีถอดเสื้อแล้วไม่ได้กินข้าวมาตั้งแต่เที่ยง
เฮียไม่กินอะไรเลยแล้วแบบเฮียกินแต่น้ำใช่ไหม
ก็รอกินทีเดียวไงคืนเดียว4 ชั่วโมงรวดปาบอิ่มอก
โอ้โหแล้ว
ยิ่งดึกๆสติไม่มีตอนนี้เวลาตี 2นะครับทุกคน
ตั้งแต่เที่ยงยันตี 2
That is true. That is definitely true.
ทีมงานทุกอย่างเก็บของไปหมดแล้ว
แล้วก็เหลือแต่เราในห้อง
Fans were shocked by this at first.
ถ้าเราเข้าไปทุกคนไปเราก็อยู่เนี่ยแหละ
เราก็จะไล่ทุกคนออกไปเพราะว่าเราจะนอน
ทำไมเราเปลี่ยนไปเยอะเลยนะ
Oh really?
ไปเยอะเลยนะ
Dang.
แค่นอนเอง
ทำอะไรมา
ไปโอ้
Yeah, at that point, it's a little too close to be not partners at that point. It's not how pairings normally act.
ซูชิโรโอ้โนซู ชิโร่
ดูให้ดู
โปรดทราบเป็นนายรักขันกระภัยแอดขัดขวาเราขับรถขันกระภัยปึ๊บขับรถ
That was hilarious. Help me.
เอาเปลี่ยนเป็นมอไซค์บ้างมอไซค์ตรงกันงัดหน้าเฮ้ยโอ้ยชนขาเอาเบรกเอาเบรก
Dorks.
ใช่แล้วเขาแล้วน้องก็จุก
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of touching for sure.
เขาลูก
At this point, it's kind of hard to not realize that something's going on. I mean, it's the fact that they're so comfortable with one another, like on a way more personal level. Indeed, Rocco Kitty, indeed. Yeah, that's wild. This is their first time working together and it's this comfortable. Clearly they spend a lot of time together, so it makes sense.
ว่าดีมากแล้วก็ยิ่งอยู่กับคนที่เรารักก็ยิ่งดีขึ้น
ใช่รักใครครับรักทุกคนรักทุกคนหมดเลยแต่รักมากสุดมีคนเดียวพี่ออก
Oh, come on now.
ยอมรักมากสุดใช่แต่ที่ยืนอยู่ตรงนี้ก็รักเหมือนกันรักพี่กาแฟ
The staff.
รักเฮีย
รู้แล้วว่ารักแค่ไหน
เท่าปอดเนี่ย
โอเคลงไปก่อนเลย
ไปกางเกงสั้นมากผมเลยทุกคนซึ่งอุ้ยเดี๋ยวโชว์เขาเฮียไม่ห่วงอ่ะจะเปิด
นมรสชาติอร่อยดีครับ
กินจากไหนครับ
กินจากไหนกินจากปากของขวด
อ๋อ
ติดตรงนี้ค่ะในการก่อนหน้า
นิวนมอร่อยจังเลยครับนมรสชาติอร่อยจัง
ไม่กินซะหน่อย
กินจากปากขวดนมย้อนไปแล้วก็ขอบคุณมากที่คน
That
ดู
was
นะครับผม
wild.
เกลืออีกทีนะครับแต่งงานกับเฮียเถอะนะให้รักหนูนะ
Next level.
หนูนิ่ม
Oh my god.
แล้วชาวโลก
พี่ต้นน้ำถามว่าถ้าชีวิตจริงเฮียมาขออย่างเงี้ย
ไม่ต้องขอก็ได้ ไม่ต้องขอก็สวยเยอะแต่งงานเลยนะ
อันนี้เรื่องจริงหรือบท
ไม่มีในบทค่ะ ในบทไม่มีเลยค่ะ น้องเพิ่มเองค่ะขอเฮียแต่งงาน
สมมติเป็นเฮียเหรอ
เฮียเนี่ย
Oh, really?
มาครับอันนี้แอคชั่นนะครับ
มอมหน้าก่อนมอมหน้าโอ้ยเป็นไรสาระจังเลย
สิงโตมา
จะแบบ
อันนี้เล่นยาวถึงทีเดียดร้องเพลงเดินลงแล้วครับ
That bow tie is just. Where's Z at to fix that?
เพื่อคือแบบบิดไม่ไหวฮะ
เวลาตกใจเป็นไงนะ เวลาหนูเกลือหอมเฮียไหนตกใจพร้อมกัน3 4
เพื่อนผมคือร้ายมาก ในซีนว่าจีนแล้วนะครับผมว่าผมไม่ต้องอยู่แล้วแหละผมไปดีกว่า
วันนี้ก่อนคนเดียว
ในซีนว่าบิดแล้วเบื้องหลังก็อย่างที่คุณเห็นนะอย่างนี้ตลอดเวลาแต่วันหนึ่งคนเดียวน่าจะเลือดหมด
วัน
ตั
นี้
วอยู่
พี่ไม่มาวันนี้
เฮ้ย
อะไรอ่ะ
เฮ้ย
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 ไม่ต้องหอมเรื่อยๆนะ
Z's just like, let me just.
น้องพูดอะไรหน่อยทำไมเงียบอ่ะเพื่อนก็ได้พูดอะไรหน่อย
พูดเถอะ
ไม่ออก
ยืนเขินอยู่แล้วกัน
ขอขัดนิดนึงได้ไหมครับ คือเขาเรียกให้เปลี่ยนชุดแล้วครับ
อ๋อครับครับไม่ได้
ครับ จะทำอะไรเดี๋ยวค่อยไปทำตรงในห้องเปลี่ยนชุดแล้วกัน
เฮ้ย
ไปเร็ว ไปเปลี่ยนชุดเร็ว ไป ไม่ไหวเลย
Cut. I said cut.
เอาคืนไงวะ
หรือมันคือความรักหรือเธอคือหัวใจกระซิบให้ฉันรู้ทีได้ไหมบอกกับฉันด้วยลม
You recognize the garden?
สักครั้ง
ทำอะไรกันเมื่อกี้
ไม่รู้ เมื่อกี้ทำอะไรครับ ยาวเลยนะครับบอกคัดก็จะจูบกันอยู่นั่นแหละ
ยอดพับเป็นไงบ้างครับเห็นในกล้องแต่คนมันบังเราไม่รู้ทำอะไรเหมือนจะจูบกันหรือเปล่า
ร้อนนะ
ขอบคุณทุกคนด้วยนะครับ
This was the last scene they shot of the show.
ขอบคุณหนูเกียร์มากที่เป็นพาร์ทเนอร์ที่ดูการ
We are die hard.
ไม่ได้เฮียแบบมีอะไรที่แบบไม่สบายใจ
Oh, house tour. Nice.
จริงๆก็อยากงอนกันไม่มีเรื่องให้งอนกัน
That's cool.
วันนี้หนูรับด้วย
ขอบคุณ
มากครับคนต่อไปเลย
ผมว่าสู้เขาไม่ได้ฮะความรักอาจจะมันเราไม่รู้ แต่ว่าการแสดงออกนี่คือข้างรักที่สุด ดูดิ
ไม่ได้
ดูดิ
ข้างรัก
นี่คันนี้คือท่าเงย
ไม่
มองข้างหลังใช่ไหม
เวลานอนอย่างเงี้ยมันแบบหันคอไม่ได้ก็นอนต้องนอน
ก็คือท่าเงยมานอนได้เห็นชัดใช่ไหม
ใช่อยากมอง
โอเคโอเคเข้าใจแล้วครับ
It is a little odd to be talking about somebody in front of them. That is, I've never enjoyed that. Yeah, that is true. Definitely recognize that for sure. It's an emotional moment. Last scene. Well, for them especially, but just normal folks, you would think that, you know, you grow connected to people over however many months, weeks, whatever. You're in very emotionally interesting positions. Maybe you're angry, maybe you're sad, maybe you're, you know, doing a love scene, etc. All that stuff. It's a lot. And I'm assuming at the end of it, it can be quite the sad moment. Sure. Wow, that was interesting. Obviously, you could very early on tell that there was a connection there. Very obvious. The amount of just the sheer amount of, I don't know, they were so comfortable together that it was effortless. You could tell they weren't putting on a show or anything like that. Like all their interactions, even behind the scenes, was very much like they were the only people in the room. And we just happened to be there. It very much felt like we walked in on something, which was very interesting. They didn't know then that they would have 2 more shows with for these characters. That's awesome. They do workshops and rehearsals before filming. Oh, wow. That is a lot. That is a ton of time you get to spend with people and get to know them and whatnot. Obviously, I've heard of stories of actors not enjoying each other. Actually, recently, I heard that the 2 main actors on Twister didn't enjoy each other's presence, which was interesting. I don't know how you are alongside a co-star that you just don't like spending time with. That seems so odd. They did know each other for a bit and were already hitting on each other before filming started. Well, that makes it easy. But then being romantic leads together, so spending so much time together, just dialed in their connection. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Poppy said in the quote, he can be like, hello, we all still exist because ZeeNuNew are in their own bubble, right? They seem so connected and, you know, for lack of a better term, just very comfortable. Extremely comfortable. So I'm assuming the BTS of that came out obviously after the show. And so I'm assuming when people were seeing these clips and whatnot, they were just like, oh, number one, they're a pairing. And number two, you can kind of see the progression of it throughout, get like more and more serious. Obviously, a lot of innuendo, a lot of flirting, a lot of, you know, extra activity, as we'll say. It was just confirming probably a lot of suspicions that people had. They've been engaged since childhood because of a promise between their grandparents growing up. Leon has become a cold and serious businessman. On the other hand, Kuea is a free-spirited university student who loves motorbikes and music. He hides his true nature behind a poised facade to please Leon. Unbeknownst to Kuea, Leon is actually aware that his betrothed is not the pleasing doll he pretends to be, and that Kuea sings in a bar under a pseudonym of Kieran. Character bleed is a thing, trying to work out what was them and what was their characters could have been confusing. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Trying to figure out what is real and what's not. Obviously, seeing that, it's pretty obvious. It's like smacking you in the face. Add that in Z confessing his feelings in every interview. Yeah, that would help. That would definitely help. But the footage is like icing on the cake, really. Season 2, start planning their wedding ceremony. Sees an offer to debut as an idol in South Korea. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's kind of interesting. It's like a choice between the wedding, moving, all that stuff. Very interesting. All right, so apparently the reviews, footage speaks for itself indeed. The reviews of this show are very interesting. So some people really enjoyed it, obviously. And then some people really thought it was okay, I guess. Although I would honestly say a 7.6 is high. I think on MDL, yeah. I think in my personal rating, if I was giving a 1 out of 10, or I guess a 0 out of 10, can anything ever be a 0? I don't know. 0 is like, doesn't even exist. Maybe a 1 through 10. My rating is a 10 should be almost rare. Like it almost shouldn't occur. Like close to a 10, but nothing's perfect. Everything could be fixed or tweaked or whatever. So on that scale, a 7.6 is pretty freaking high. You know, most people, I would say, really enjoyed it at a 7 point. There's one review I saw it as I was pulling this up that I thought was perfect. Let's see if I can get to it. Yeah, see, the first one, absolute crap. 0.3 out of 0.3 out of 10. 0.3. Come on now. So you have that, but there was also this one that was like perfect. Where is it? Oh, please tell me it's still here. Please tell me it's still cringe. Dang it. I can't find it. That's so weird. I swear it was here. That is annoying. Cutie Pie is a treasure. Instead of PTSD, I developed CPWD, Cutie Pie Withdrawal Disorder. That's pretty good. A comfort watch. It's worth watching for the actors' chemistry and friendships. It had its moments, but still loved it. We watched it over 20 times. Wow. Trope heavy. Okay. I had issues with some of the relationship stuff, infantilizing. Gotcha. CPWD. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Annabelle doll means that he acts all well and mannered, gets well dressed, formally, and keeps smiling in front of Hia. But he is not like that in real life. Totally opposite of that behind his back. So many secrets. Oh. Okay, here it is. Gosh, I went right by it. Please don't let the rating, reviews, and comments dissuade you. They are overly harsh and don't do it justice to the storytelling, chemistry between the male leads, and cinematography. Cutie Pie might not be everyone's cup of tea, but its exploration of same-sex arranged marriage and enemies to lovers dynamic made it a must-watch for me. I found it a delightful and underrated gem. I would say probably the chemistry is obviously very good. Cinematography, that's cool. I always like good cinematography. Storytelling is obviously important as well. I like the enemies to lovers dynamic. That's always a good one. Sometimes it can come off a little cheesy, but I do like that. Characters are flawed, but most of the issues have explanations, which makes sense. Same, agree with this review. It's ridiculous. Chemistry is so good. Yeah, obviously it's got to be good, right? Cinematography was gorgeous. Well, dang. 7.7 is a low score. Well, all right. Not according to me. 7.7 is actually pretty high. If you're like a harsh critic and treat like the 1 through 10, like 10 is rare, 9 is like less rare, but still pretty rare. 8 is like amazing. 7 is still like great. You take it like that, 7.6 is pretty dang good. But I know most people don't. It is on the lower end for MDL. Oh, okay. Chemistry of their pairing sold it to me. ZeeNuNew, MaxNet. We see less of them, but Tudor Yim even have pretty great chemistry too. Most shows average about 8 to 8.5. I guess it is subjective. I know people are quick to hand out 10s, which is probably skews it quite a bit. Like this person gives a 4. Acting and cast 8. Music 5.5. Story 1. The sweet taste of pie. Oh, this is that person that had a nice review of it. 9 out of 10 is not bad, I guess. Might be a little high, but baked itself into a scrumptious treat. Masterful cinematography, stirring soundtrack, impressive performances from its male leads. Serves up a feast for both the eyes and the heart. You gave it a 9? Okay. Icing on this already delectable dessert is its commentary on the issue of marriage equality. Gay couples deserve recognition and protection under the law, and this is a message that will resonate long after the credits roll. Drama's imperfections, like a slightly burnt crust. What is this imagery? Slightly burnt crust or uneven filling are the blemishes that mark a pie and add to its character and depth. They give it its greatest flavor. I don't know if I agree with that. What? That's a little rose-colored glasses. Imperfections making it a better, adding character and depth. That's a bit much. This reviewer watched too much Bake Off. That's a good point. Oh my gosh. Taste the pie with your own palate and let it work its magic on you. I'm dead. This is unbelievable. Should be savored by anyone with a sweet tooth and an open mind. What even is this? Okay. So it's somewhere in between a 4.0, nothing cute about it, and the sweet taste of pie. Somewhere in between there, right? Decent amount of space. Oh my gosh. That is a wild review, albeit very funny. Oh my gosh. Just some general information. Obviously, shout out to those on the ZeeNuNew channel in the Discord. If you're not a part of the Discord, go ahead and join. It is active. If you're a fan of ZeeNuNew, please join. And join the conversation. Lots of great people in there. They're in the chat, a lot of them. For NuNew's upcoming concert, Z's brand Super Sun has designed a collection dedicated to NuNew and NuNew's in favorite colors. Z in the pink. Stealing your sanity. I gave it an 8. 8's probably a good score. On my scale, an 8 is great, which kind of rhymes and kind of works. 8 is great. 9 is mighty fine, and 10 is just, there basically are no 10s. Basically are no 10s. NuNew in the lilac.
Because my heart is racing for helium. Because my heart is racing for helium.
The paper Z face, that was funny.
Concert ครั้งแรกของผม แล้วมาเจอกันนะครับที่ ZeeNuNew First Concert Dreamcatcher.
Nice. Very nice. Recently in an interview, Z expressed that he believes sexuality can be fluid and that he didn't know what he was. He doesn't appear to currently identify with any defined label. We covered before that Z is named Prook, which means tree. But his sisters also have tree-based names. His elder sisters are Kalapraprook and Prook. See photo added on Discord channel. I think that is this. Boom. Sisters. Oh my gosh. I love looking at old photos of myself and my brothers. I tried. Did I fail? Probably. But I tried. Sometimes I skip the names, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm feeling, courageous. We bet if you try or not. That's funny. Sometimes I give it a shot. The names are all inspired by their parents' love of gardening and plants, particularly trees. When he joined Domundie, NuNew was simply known as New. His Insta handle still reflects this. New, however, is quite a common nickname in Thailand, so much so that there was already several BL actors called New. Oh my gosh. That is confusing. His solution to stand out amongst the crowd was to change it to NuNew. That's smart. That is so smart. The use of New is seen as cutesy, perfectly fitting the image Domundie are looking to create for him. I think he kind of creates it himself, honestly. New itself means mouse, but when used in this instance with or as part of a name, it actually doesn't mean mouse, literally in the same way that in English calling your lover baby doesn't mean you're calling them an infant. Right. It makes sense. Boy, that'd be weird. Interestingly, whilst ZeeNuNew added new to his name, the first character he ended up playing in the first episode declared he no longer wanted to be called Nukuea, as he was grown up. He just wanted to be Koea for now. Yeah, that makes sense. And the BTSZ called the character Nukuea a lot. Yeah, notice that. All right. ZeeNuNew sang 3 solo songs in the original soundtrack for their first show together. That's awesome. Cutie Pie, they were called My Cutie Pie, Be Yours, and How You Feel. My Cutie Pie was also the theme song for the show's title and credits. That's amazing. Nukua. Kua. Okay. Appreciate the pronunciation help I desperately need. He also sang solo on the original soundtrack in songs Love and Always You. The pair duetted on the song Baby Boo. For the 4-episode second season, 4 episodes, really. Original soundtrack was 5 songs. 4 featured ZeeNuNew and Z, with Z accompanying on 2, and the 5th song by another artist. They duetted songs. Their duetted songs are Love Is Love and It's You. ZeeNuNew's two solo tracks were I Feel Your Love and My Cutie Pie international version. Oh, it means it's in English. Oh, cool. It was more like 4 special episodes rather than season 2. Oh, okay. ZeeNuNew soundtrack songs got music videos. That's cool. And How You Feel was even directed by Z. That's so cool. According to Demundi boss, Z insisted on directing it. That's really sweet. That's really sweet. And for ZeeNuNew to be okay with that is excellent. You know, give him the shot. English, Chinese, Japanese, and Thai. Wow. All or most Demundi artists take part in making music videos of cover songs. Oh, okay. Sometimes in groups, solos, etc. Z also directed the video for ZeeNuNew's cover of Only. The difference between Z with his mates and with ZeeNuNew. Poppy, what's my weakness? Z, complaining you don't do work and don't shower at night. ZeeNuNew, tell me my weakness. News bad for my health. ZeeNuNew, why? Z, because you make my heart beat irregular. Oh, that's a killer line. That's sweet. Cutie Pie 2 is a bridging series between Cutie Pie and Naughty Babe, but still worth watching. Good to know. Though there's been no pictures yet, Z's new dog is called Kaunia? Kaunia? Which means sticky rice. Oh, that's a great name. That is a wonderful name. Following behind-the-scenes clip for Cutie Pie was cut from the BTS for being inappropriate. Well, I just so happen to have it. Thanks to Jace and everyone else who helped out.
คนเขียนบทเขียนมาถ้าเราเขียนบทเองทุก EP ก็น่าจะมี NC ตั้งแต่หน้าบ้านหน้าหมู่บ้าน
In the house, in front of the village, in the pool, on the table, in the kitchen. Oh my gosh. Yeah, NC, not safe for children, right? Starting to remember some things. Starting to figure it out. That is funny. Dang, Z. Z pushes the envelope a little bit. I've noticed that for sure. A lot of comments, etc. Yeah, I'm noticing that. He's shameless, indeed. No, if ZeeNuNew mind, he probably would have brought it up to him privately. Like, hey, can you stop doing that, please? As we've discussed before, Z has been receiving masses of amounts of online hate. Really? It was bad enough. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was bad enough that prior to meeting ZeeNuNew, he wasn't really wanting to do another BL. The above clip, when it was first released in the BTS videos, caused him to receive so much hate that Z requested it be removed at the time. and posted an apology video. What? Why? Is NC seen as like that big of a deal, like controversial? Or was it just because he was so brash about it? Like just so flippant. It was less cutesy, more like in your face. People were saying he's being predatory to a teen. Oh. Yikes. NuNew was 19. Oh, right. That's right. Oh, gotcha. Well, okay. Maybe that first reaction wasn't too bad. Obviously. Well, if NuNew was into it, obviously he wouldn't be too uncomfortable with it. But I guess nobody knew. So people were just kind of, whoa. I'm sure the more BTS people have seen, the more they're just like, oh yeah, it is what it is. He said Z was never made him feel uncomfortable, right? Well, that's good. It's good to hear. NuNew said Z had nothing to apologize for. He was telling he shouldn't have to apologize. Yeah. I mean, at that point, if NuNew's just like nothing to apologize for, it didn't make me uncomfortable, then at that point it's like a dead issue. You just drop it. Because the person who literally that was aimed at was like, no, I'm into it. I like it. Okay. All right. That clip was episode 5 or 6, so people hadn't seen their dynamic so much. Oh, okay. It was just kind of a new thing. No pun intended. NuNew just released a new single, Your Season, video for which sees him and Jelly bestie Nat going back to high school. Nat shared some behind-the-scenes pics on Instagram. Go ahead and bring that up. I wonder if I can zoom in just a little bit. There we go. He wasn't upset about it. There's another video where NuNew was comforting Z over the issue. Oh, that's nice. I'm sure there's so many inside jokes on this. They made yearbooks. Oh, that's nice. I would almost call this like a scrapbook. That's cool. Oh no, Goodbye High School. Yeah, it's like a yearbook. Years of seeing US yearbooks, we make our own. Oh, okay. I remember I only bought, I think, 2 yearbooks. Like graduating middle school and then graduating high school. The high school one you had to get. Just because it meant the most. But yeah, they were usually very well done. Ours was hard covered. The paper was pretty thick. Like it was expensive. It was pretty expensive. But it was very nicely done. Jub means kiss. Oh, okay. I only bought my senior yearbook. Yeah, I think most people did. I bought one every year. Wow. Okay. That's actually cool because you get to see your progression through the years. Hardcover and in color. Nice. I think A lot of my earlier ones were black and white, like the younger ones. But eventually, towards high school, they got into color and whatnot. They were obviously more expensive. Wish y'all the best. Have a good year. I remember the thing to write in the yearbook was HAGS, HAGS, standing for have a good summer or great summer. I've never used that phrase ever again. That seems like a very high school thing to say for some reason. Very school thing to say. Australia doesn't do yearbooks? Really? Just school photos of the year? Closest thing we get? Dang. Sleepy New. Awful outfit. It's got the Lacoste sweater. Sweater vest. Private schools in Australia do. It's kind of cool that we all do some things similar. Here's a translation of the caption. We share the fourth single, My Friend. I'm very happy to be part of this music video song. Thank you, friend, for inviting me to play. It's so fun to go back to high school. I miss my school life. Please listen to the song on all streaming platforms. That's from Nat. New said, Jelly is so cute. That's sweet. That is very sweet. We did the photos as well, and of course, senior photos, 3 to 4 different pics. I'm trying to remember how that worked, because I remember doing the senior photos and like doing that. It was weird. I went to like this, it was contracted out. It was like a photo shoot building, but they had like multiple like stalls set up. So you stood in front of a green screen if you wanted like a green screen and have like different things behind you, which cost extra. Or you had like just a white background or something like that. I think I just did the white background or the blue. It was just ridiculous. I was wearing half a tuxedo. Like I had like the bow tie and the tuxedo and then just jeans. Like it was such a weird look, but they were only taking it from like the waist up. I didn't do like, throwing a football and, all that. Whatever you're into, they basically adjust for your interest. But all of that costs extra. We usually went outside studios for our senior pics. Yeah, a lot of them did. Laying in a field that looked beautiful or whatever. I brought my dog in for one of mine. That's awesome. That's cool. I literally wanted to get in and out of there so fast. So fast. But it turned out good. Unfortunately, I had braces at the time. So my mom paid to have those removed with Photoshop, very early version of Photoshop, which was just hilarious. Because whenever I look at it now, I can see, I can just know that I was wearing braces the entire time. But when you look at the photo, they're just gone. Also, senior pics, not a thing here. Really? Except your school photographer taking school photos in uniform. Yeah, senior photos is pretty extra. It is very extra. Like, they set it up like all your interests. So if you're really into, cheerleading or something like that, you're wearing your uniform, you're doing different poses, maybe you're in front of a wood fence or something. I don't know. They like make it very interesting. It's a lot. It is like a professional photo shoot. But then again, I guess it's an important period of your life. You're like becoming an adult, basically. So I guess it makes sense to kind of memorialize that time, the transition between kid and adult. But yeah, I didn't do any of that. I literally just did straight up school photos, but with like a tuxedo on, basically. Very odd, but it's a thing. Here, at least. Some people go crazy with it. Obviously, it costs a lot of money to go crazy with it. But anyway, I appreciate you watching and hanging out and enjoying the stream. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. It's been fun. Lots of laughs. Lots of information. My daughter did one with her sister. She was in her cheerleading uniform and her sister in a marching band uniform. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Those are definitely two classics for sure. If you're following, well, if you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and hit the follow button if you have not already. We're very close to 100 follows, which is awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining on the live streams. If you're watching later on YouTube, I appreciate you obviously as well. Just depends on how you want to consume this, you know? Do you want the timestamps? Do you want to watch it live? It is what it is, right? Thanks to everyone who contributed on that document for ZeeNuNew. I appreciate it. If you're big into ZeeNuNew, join the Discord. If you're not into ZeeNuNew, join the Discord as well. But if you're big into them, go ahead and join. Hang out with all these cool people. It is awesome. There's a lot of conversations going on. All the breaking and latest news is covered. Are they on holiday? What are they doing? What are they buying? It's all in there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. 88% of the watch time last month was by non-subscribers. So go ahead, do me a solid, hit the subscribe button, join if you haven't joined. It's totally free. It's painless. You'll get through it. I believe in you. Okay? I believe in you. We don't bite. Please join. Indeed. Indeed. Thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, subscribe with Prime. Hey, that's the first time I've ever seen that. I appreciate that. Some of us bite with consent. I am dead. I am dead. As you can tell, it's a very lively place in the Discord. So go ahead and join. It's fun. It's a heck of a lot of fun. You're going to meet a lot of great people. Go ahead and check out the summer collection of merch as well. Thank you, Amos. I appreciate that for the Prime sub. Check out the merch. It's great stuff. I've literally bought a sample of everything. I've tested it. Not quote unquote tested the crop tops, okay? But I've felt it. It's great. It's nice. The designs turned out wonderful. I'm very happy, and I'm sure you'll be happy as well. If you'd like to request a video and guide the stream and the content, and if you're like, I want more ZeeNuNew videos, well, go ahead and join toddreacts.com season or series tiers, and you can request all ZeeNuNew videos if you feel so inclined. Or you want more Interview with the Vampire, join today and just submit, boom, 2 of them immediately, and then we will get to those, obviously. And yeah, you can literally guide the channel, basically. That's the whole concept. In a nutshell. You ain't seen nothing yet. We're enthusiastic and friendly. This is hilarious. You're doing a great job selling it. Join the Discord. Do it. Do it now. So yeah, join the website. Unhinged, indeed. We're all a little unhinged, aren't we? Follow the Twitch channel, all that good stuff. And I think that's all I have for you. I will see you all on Monday for another reaction stream. That is the schedule. It's available on Twitch's website. It'll tell you when these things happen live. And I will get this posted to YouTube as soon as possible. As soon as possible. We promise we might bite with consent. Indeed. Oh my gosh, I got to get out of here. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Do something fun. I don't know. What's fun? I don't know what fun is. I do know what fun is. What am I talking about? It's my birthday weekend. I'm going to have a blast. I hope you have a blast too. I don't know. Do something fun for me, I guess. In celebration. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All hail the peach, indeed. And I will see you all on Monday. Take care. Be safe if you're doing anything. Watching the NuNew concert? Dang, all right. There you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will see you all on Monday. Bye. Oh, wait. There it is. There it is. Bye-bye. I knew I pulled something up wrong. Bye, everyone.